wins his 4th title, he's going to tie a record for Pete Knight, who won 4 world titles, the Canadian Pete Knight, 88 years ago in Canada. So there's a lot Zeke Thurston's about to happen.
And there's a similar story with Jess Pope in the bareback riding. He could win his 4th, which would put him in a tie for the most average or aggregate titles at the NFR. But let's take a look at the projected world standings in the bareback riding, and it really is a 2-man race here.
Yeah, it is. You know, I think it's Keenan Hayes' to lose. He's a young bareback rider. This is his first biggest stage ever right now as he gets on tonight. But the way he's been riding this week, he needs to just take care of business. But Jess Pope, you know, he's getting on gunfire. That's a former Bucking Horse of the Year. We know what he's capable of. There's a good chance Jess Pope has a chance to maybe be winning the go-around when Keenan gets on, and that's going to apply a little more pressure. So it's not over. It's going to be fun to watch it in.
That's right. Bruce Ford and Casey Field has won 4 aggregate titles here previous to what Jess Pope could do. Jess Pope has got gunfire. He was 92 points here in round 10 2 years ago to win that aggregate title. There you can see All or Nothing, one of the top 3 broncs for Sage Newman. Josh Frost has got Time Bomb. Bush Knowles, thank you so much.
You got it. It's been fun, Justin.
It has been a great ride. Stick around. We are getting closer to the opening ceremonies. We'll be back with more pre-show in just a moment.
This Christmas season, from our family to yours, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Save on Wrangler during Cavender's Christmas sale. Right now, Wrangler jeans are buy one, get one half off. Choose from a great selection of men's and ladies' styles. Going on now at Cavender's, your Wrangler headquarters.
Go.
Ladies, looks good.
I don't know where he's at.
You want me to set a schedule?
Las Vegas, Nevada, the Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel welcomes you to the 10th and final round of the 65th Annual Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. I'll tell you what, this is my co-host up here, Brandon Edwards. We've been doing this for a few nights, but we get to announce and watch these guys all across the country. We get to watch what's going on, see what the best of the best is doing, what's on their minds. Before we get started with all that and jump right into rodeo, we want to talk a little bit about this venue, where it's a new venue. The Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel, we want to give a big thanks to Don Ahern for letting us have this show here. What a clean place to come and watch. They've got a trade show. Tell all your friends about it. It is kid-friendly, smoke-free. No gaming.
Just relax. That's been the nicest part here, man. I mean, just the ability to relax. Great food, phenomenal. Grab yourself some dinner. Enjoy it while you're watching the rodeo. Don't got to worry about keeping your seat and trying to go find a place, rushing down to the restaurants down below from the watch party to any other place. Here, you just bring it to your seat, enjoy it as a family, and have a blast.
Well, and it's one of the greatest things is we're here on the ground floor starting this. This is their first NFR watch party. So we want it to continue for many, many years, which is one of the things we need to talk about. The Wrangler National Finals Rodeo just signed with Las Vegas Events another contract that goes all the way through 2035. Man, how fun is it to be rodeoing here in Las Vegas? Yep. Hey, they're paying attention.
Well, but
they're
paying attention. Just the industry around it. I mean, we can remember even 20 years ago where the Las Vegas National Finals Rodeo was the only game in town during that time, amongst with some other events. But now between the team ropens, the other rodeos, the barrel races, the all-in breakaway, the Junior World Finals, Vegas Toughest, I mean, everything. It is a cowboy town for about 18 days when you really look at it from the start of move-in until everybody heads on home.
Well, minus Formula One, and we're still running longer than Formula One. This is the longest consecutive running event in a month. Right? We're honestly, we take over Las Vegas as Cowboys do for about 20 days because you have your convention, you have your pre-lead up to the show where we've got a lot of business to take care of. So all the personnel and everything comes in ahead of time. So there's 20 days of Las Vegas for the majority of us down here. But I'll tell you what, it's the best place to come and watch rodeo. And like Brandon said, what an opportunity. The Senior Pro Rodeos, you were over there announcing that today. So anything from the little tykes to the old timers, you can do it in Las Vegas. I want to give a big thanks and a shout out to Shane McFarland. He is our hotel president. He spoke with us a little bit last night. I seen him wandering around here earlier. He may come up as the rodeo continues on. We love his support and what he believes in here. He wants to see this watch party go on for as long as the finals is here in Las Vegas and the Ahern Hotel. What a neat place. What a great place. What a clean rooms. Make sure you check this out for your vacation destination next year during the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. But there's one person we can't forget, and she is the one that put boots on the ground and set up this entire venue and the watch party. She's your event coordinator here tonight. You'll see her wandering around. She's probably going to be giving out a few free drink tickets, smoozing you a little bit, telling you a little bit about the hotel. Caitlin Cartwright. How about a big round of applause for Caitlin? Now, upon Caitlin's request, she wanted us to let you know that there is all the vendors going around, and this is kind of her deal. She's setting it up. Next year, she wants to fill it with a few more vendors, a few more booths. Do some shopping while you're here. Don't forget about the red carpet over there. Man, we went and took some pictures of the eclectic crew, or what did Jim Bob call us? A-holes at the Ahern, I think.
I believe he just called you the a-hole, singular.
Oh, you're opting out of that?
I am running backwards on that one.
I didn't have a choice. Make sure you get your pictures. Enjoy the night. You know what? How about it for your bands tonight, too? We just seen Chris, Sienna up here taking care of us. You guys are amazing. 2 nights we got to watch you there. Chris is going to come back, and he's going to be in here tonight with the High Blue Cactus Band following the rodeo. That's always entertaining. And I'll tell you what, one of the best covers, because they say they have no lead vocalist, or they're all lead vocalists, but every one of them can sing. I think
the second's true. They sounded good to me.
All right, let's move into this a little bit and talk about some rodeo and what's going on, where we're at, Brandon. I like to kick it off with some of the bareback ride, and we'll kind of go in order. I think we should.
Well, that's your area of expertise, Bud. What do you think it's going to look like tonight?
Well, I'll tell you what, the greatest thing about the bareback riding is you've got 3 in there that are rookies of the year, or wanting to be rookies of the year. That is one race that is not, and an extra bonus for them 3 guys that's coming down. Keenan Hayes trying to become the first Resistol rookie in the bareback riding to ever win a world title. Now he's matched up with J-Bar J's horse tonight, straight ringer, round 10. Tell you what, Casey Field was 89 in Fort Worth last February on the horse. We know the horse is a high-marked horse when we know the kid can ride. But with that being said, Jess Pope is still in the hunt. He's also got the opportunity to make 4 straight consecutive NFR averages.
That'd be really cool to see.
Man, and what a big change. That check is huge.
Yeah, 70,000. I mean, that's 78,000. Excuse me. I mean, that's an amount of money that could change everything, especially with that lead that Keenan has. It's kind of dwindled over the course of the week. It's gotten a little bit smaller.
Well, and you're riding the very best of the best across the world, voted in by the PRCA members. They know what they're getting on. They know what they want tonight. Man, Jess has got Frontier Rodeo Company's Gunfire. The horse was nominated Bareback Horse of the Night in round 5 when Orrin Larson rode him. So that's the quality that we're looking at tonight in the bareback riding. What have you got going on in the steer dogging?
Well, the steer wrestling looks to me to be the event with actually the most legitimate chance at parity. I mean, the most legitimate chance at the top 5 guys actually being able to come in. When you look down from that standings, Dalton Massey, of course, has held his lead the whole time. He's got 264,001. Jesse Brown has probably got the best chance to catch him where he sits in the average, coming in at second, because Don Payne winning that average right now, even though if he stays there, he's slow enough down, he's not going to get it. Everything did kind of change with Dan Erickson going out last night. He was sitting number 2 in the average, about 2/10 off of Don Payne. With him missing that steer last night, it actually opened up that door for Jess Brown to come in a little bit more. Dalton right now is hanging really, really crucial at the number 6 spot on that average. If he keeps up that $13,000 mark for that average and holds there, even if he doesn't win the round, his mathematical chances go up a lot. If he stubs a toe at all, he's gone.
Well, that's one thing that we've seen through the steer wrestling. There's been several missed steers, some of them setting up. Been kind of a drawing contest. And I'm not putting it on anybody, but you've watched the judges through this. There's been some controversy. The stock is good. Maybe not what the Cowboys want, but, man, it's a national finals, and you've got to compete on what you've drawn just like you do throughout the entire year. And we're depending on one man's opinion, which is why we would like to see instant replay, and it comes back to the team roping. We've got penalties.
We'll give it.
Let's
give the PRCA a little defense here. They set the Cowboys set the pin. They bring in 25 head for every single night in every pin. The Cowboys take them and beg them down and then put their extras in it. So these are the ones that the Cowboys have thrown down, and they've got both in the dogging and in the team roping. In the team roping, obviously the average, I don't want to say it's set up, but I just don't see Derek and Coulter missing one. No matter what happens in that, I don't see him missing one unless they legitimately just try to hang it out there for a little bit of a hair's breadth chance that they might have to win the world. There's 5 teams, 5 guys on both sides that statistically have a chance to win the world. The whole thing is, though, every one of those teams completely determines with that little bit of asterisk that Tyler Wade and Wesley Thorpe have to miss one. And in fact, Tyler Wade and Wesley Thorpe have to miss one and fall all the way down to at least 4th in the average. Now, that's not a big deal. There's only one team with all 9 caught. There's 3 teams with 8 caught. So if they're the only ones that miss, they could. But if all those other teams don't, there's really no other chance at Tyler Wade and Wesley Thorpe not getting a world title after this one.
So prediction for me tonight, looking at the team open coming in here, we've got one team that's probably going to make a business run to seal that average up, get it nailed down. The rest of them are going to be going for a go-round. So my prediction for tonight is you're going to see some fast times. They're going for Christmas money. It's the end of the year. We're starting over again, but this is their one chance for big money, and this is where they're going to get it.
Yeah, last night, 3-9 was the last hole in the round. I'm going to tell you that's going to come off it a little bit because I see a couple of guys in those mid-range that are wanting that $30,000 and $40,000 check for like 3rd and 4th in the average. They might gun down just a little bit, but I'm still going to tell you my prediction tonight is a 4-5, 4-4 is probably going to be last hole in the round.
With a +5, not a 9. You're not a 10.
No,
you're
4-5 or 4-4.
You don't think they're going to
not 4 plus 5? No,
because that's the thing we've seen in the team roping, some penalties making it to the pay window.
2 go-rounds and 2 go-rounds this year. We have given away money to people with legs.
Let's talk a little bit about our saddle bronc riding. Let's move into that. What a great story we've got going on. Zeke Thurston is looking towards a 2nd straight PRCA World Championship. This will be his 4th overall. The Canadian is placed in 7 of 9 rounds so far. Zeke matched up tonight with Calgary Stampede, so you've got a Canadian with a Canadian. It's going to work out.
Yeah, he had a Canadian horse last night, too, so hey, that's a good streak for him.
He's been drawn okay, and he's been riding. He's been drawn rank, but he's been riding rank, too. Dandy Delights of the Calgary Stampede is out tonight. Damon Brennan had 4th place finish earlier this week on the horse. Now, we can't count out Sage Newman. Sage is only $31,000 behind. Now I say only $31,000.
Yeah, that's the parity right there of the NFR in the year 2023. When you can say only $30,000 and know that that's not a gap that couldn't go away, then you're good. But on you're talking about going back to Thurston, what they were saying, we did the math. He's got to be, 74, 75 points, and he rewrites the record books. He sets the record for the highest ever average.
Well, and it's pretty neat the way this is going to shake out. So $31,000 is that split, but we've got one that's out too. So this was what changes things up on this average. Chase Brooks goes out last night and around, he's out last night, pulls a hammy. We watched it. Kind of the same thing that happened that ended up putting Stetson out in round 2. Well, Stetson done at the circuit finals, Wilderness Circuit Finals. Same kind of an injury we seen it happen on the TV last night, takes him out. So that can change that average and change that bubble just enough. That $31,000, where is your spoiler that takes that away in the average? You know what I'm saying? It's all a money game. All numbers and money on that. But let's talk a little bit about that last night. Zeke Thurston was 88.5. Lefty Holman, 87.5. And then we tied with the other Canadian Dawson Hay, and then Wyatt Casper with 86.5. These guys are riding tight, and they're riding tough.
Well, the tie-down rope, I think, is going to be the next one to watch. Not to put it up, but the tie-down rope is another one of those that's got a little parity and no parity at the same time. Riley Webb's, it's basically his to lose. He's got to hold on, though. Mathematically, and I mean that mathematically, if he can stay at second in the average or higher, Haven can't catch him. Even if Haven wins the round and wins the average, Haven can't catch him. That'd be by about $12,000. Any other combination of things that could happen, somebody could go out. Obviously, if Riley were to heaven forbid, get a no time or something like that, Haven's going to be right in there, and Caleb Schmidt could come in right behind him if Haven would also happen to stub his toe. It's kind of a three-way race on the world title for right them. Shout out to Haven Medjed as well, another guy with a chance to rewrite the record books, 11.4 or faster, and he's going to set the time for the fastest ever average in the tie-down roping at the NFR. Tonight, for the tie-down roping, watch it real close because tonight's the same pin of calves that they ran a couple nights ago when Haven set the mark, did the arena record with that 6.4, and Chad Mayfield reached out and potentially had that 6.1. It could get pretty rapid again tonight.
Well, it's one of the greatest things about this is it's not over until it's over. They talk about the fat lady singing. Tonight, she's warming up her vocals because it's going to come right down to the wire, and you watch these come across. The barrel racing has been very interesting to me, and I love this. It's been a change-up. I do love the breeding programs, and this goes all the way through. The rough stock, into the barrel race, the team roping horses, calf roping, bulldogging horses. Genetics plays a great role. But when he had to run two back-to-back in one of the smallest, fastest pens in the United States that they run at every year, that changed things a little bit. They changed horses. They changed horse flesh to make the times right.
Change of horses definitely showed what contestants might have just a little bit more depth in what they're being able to haul around, or were able to jump ride something that was some friends. You know, 2 runs in a day, man, 10 runs in 10 days is tough on a barrel horse. When you do 2 in 1, man, that kind of truncates it down a little bit and makes it. But just, you know, shout out to Brittany. She's riding like the rock star that she is. I mean, you know, she's doing phenomenal. She set the records. Shout out to Garrett Tanazi. I think that makes him the highest money earning barrel racing helper down the alley in team roping history. So maybe Corey Petzka's got him by a little bit on that one, but we'll see. Ty Hillman's the next guy, both Colorado guys, so got to love them. The story that we got to look at for anything to check is the fact that she's only 0.3 ahead of Cassie Maurer in the average. I mean, we're talking that she placed in 8 out of 9 rounds she has placed in this year, and there's still only a 0.3 difference between her and Cassie. I mean, what a testament to some girls that are just dominating right now.
Well, and that's the thing. When you're competing, Lisa Lockhart, right? You know, and you're talking about world records and world championships, world settings, and the great horse flesh that we have, that gal can write her own page in the history book. We've just got to get her into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, she'll get there. You know, I talked to some guys last night, even though we made fun of the idea that she can't be in there because the rules supposedly say she's got to have a world title. There'd be a riot in the streets if you don't let that lady in the Hall of Fame.
So if you look at the TV right now, you can see our world champ, all-around world champion, crowned that the second round when he goes out. Stetson Wright, what a phenomenon, coming in here with over $400,000 won. As we move into the bull ride, let's talk about his traveling partner, Kai Hamilton. Kai Hamilton cinched the bull riding last night, got it all cleaned up, even though he bucked off. So basically, round 8 is where he clinched his world title, but he come ahead of him, cinches the bull riding world title after 8 rounds with $516,000 plus. If he would have had $6,000 won in one other event, he would have been your new all-around champion.
3,000, ain't it?
Just 3,000.
3,000 for the all-around.
3,000.
Yeah, somebody, for the love of God, somebody give that man a team rope and enter a couple of circuit rodeos. Let's see what we can do.
Let's talk about it too. He has a re-ride scheduled for tonight.
You know,
to start us off.
Obviously, I can't speak for him, but I would have to say that in my personal opinion, this might be the one time I tell a guy to take a breather. You got a guy that he's going to place deep in the average no matter what they do. He was up a bull on Sage Kimsey last night. Sage bucked off anyways, so he's still going to be in the top 3 of the average no matter what. That's a nice little $60,000 bump, you know, or $51,000 if he drops down to 3rd. You know, at this point, I realize there's 30,000 to go rounds on the table, but, you know, Fort Worth ain't that far off. Denver's not that far off. You know, a little more damage and a little more rest might make a difference.
The accolades that this kid is going to get, if he, well, he's won it. He's cinched it, right? So even if he don't ride tonight and then we continue on, he's going to join his fellow Australians, Dave Appleton, all around in 1988. You've got Glenn O'Neill in the bronc riding in 2002. Nobody can touch him. Even if a lone rider wins tonight, wins the round of $99,053 and was to win first in the average at 78,000 plus. That means that's $177,000 folks cannot make up and still beat him. He's won it.
Yeah, he's got it. Well, that, Mark, I think we're going to turn it back to the NFR, take a chance to pray and give our respects to our country and God. And we'll join you guys here for round number 10.
Thank you, God, for what you've done with us, asking for it tonight, and you've been all week with us. We ask that you be with us again tonight. We thank you for the blessings in our lives that come just so natural, like the families that we have and the friends that we have. God, we know that you never abandon us, that you're always right here with us, and we know you're here tonight. So if it's okay, I'd like to ask you, God, a couple of favors. Would you watch over our cowboys and cowgirls? Would you watch over the great livestock that we enjoy right here at our National Finals Rodeo? And Father, while I have a chance, and I love to do this, would you place a blessing upon every one of our fans that are joining us tonight? We don't ask a lot, God. We just want you to be with us. And I want to take a moment to thank you, too, for one of the greatest gifts that has ever been given. God, thank you for salvation that we receive through your Son, Jesus Christ, in whose name I pray, amen.
Amen. Our American flag is being presented by the lovely Zale Davis. And she brings you good tidings from over 325 million Americans strong. One nation under God. On Patriot Night, when you look at this flag, you can find the policemen and firemen in New York City after 9/11, and she's every man and lady who has ever served this nation proudly in the United States military. As we stand together here this evening, we humbly ask, how many proud Americans are here with us in Las Vegas?
Well, what a beautiful sound, and while you're standing, I invite you to enjoy America's #1 song, our national anthem. The Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation presents our anthem, and they welcome Nashville country music artists. Competed on season 15 of The Voice, say hello to Cameron Marlowe.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, in the home of the brave.
How about it, America, in the 10th round of the Wrangler National Finals 65th year edition. Well, we're going to turn it back to the Cowboy Channel, and a big shout out and thank you to Patrick Gosh and his team, bringing you RFD TV, the Cowboy Channel, and the Cowgirl Channel, the place to watch the NFR. Let's enjoy some pre-show activities and come back with the bareback ride.
For centuries, man has been stimulated by an old age appetite for wealth. You can see the fire burning in our eyes. I can taste the greatness. This is our time. We could be
How many of you are ready to have a little fun here tonight? Round number 9. It was hot, and this will leave you smoking.
Wow. Boy, that looks good. Thank you. Our opening ceremonies, they are brought our way every night by our friends from Boyd Gaming. What a job.
Well, pal, what do you say we meet the 4 flags and make it happen? The PRCA, the largest and oldest section body of pro rodeo in the world, teaming up with the WPRA and the Ladies of Barrel Racing.
And thank you to our friends at Las Vegas Events. And visit the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame.
Slot machines, bright lights, big city. But tonight, Las Vegas is a cowboy town.
Let's bring on the banners. Here comes Wales, Australia, carried by Damian Brennan.
Brazil and Junior Nogueira.
Canada, Zeke Thurston leads the way.
Sweet Home, Alabama, courtesy of Nelson White.
To our friends in Arizona, Coulter Todd with a flag.
Daisy Matthews in Arkansas.
Colorado, Jordan Briggs.
Dustin Agaskiza in Gator Country of Florida.
Georgia, Caleb Gregory.
Dave Bruno in Idaho.
Iowa's Wyatt Casper.
Thank you, Trey Holston in Kansas.
Louisiana's Shane Hanchey.
Steer Wrestling Cowboy J.D. Struxness in Minnesota.
Big Will Loomis, Mississippi.
Creek Young in the Show Me State of Missouri.
Montana, here they come, Sage Newman with 5.
The land of enchantment of New Mexico, courtesy of Shad Mayfield.
North Dakota's Bridger Anderson.
Coleman Proctor in Oklahoma. The Sooners are 11 strong tonight.
Let's go to the Northwest. The great state of Oregon brings them in.
And this is Luke Brown with the Palmetto State of South Carolina.
South Dakota's Levi Lord.
Team for Texas. Riley Webb leads 31 Cowboys and Cowgirls in the Lone Star State. The eyes of Texas are upon you tonight.
And the neighbors come from Utah. How about a salute to the banner of Utah, Josh Frotz. He brings them on. Nicely done.
Nick Guy in Wisconsin.
Cowboy State, Wyoming, Tanner Butner.
California, here we come, Bryston Mitten.
Host state, it's Nevada's Dakota Eldridge.
We're proud to give you the First Lady of Professional Rodeo. This is Kennedy Riggs.
And joining the big screen, Mackenzie Skeels. Welcome to Miss Rodeo Canada.
119 talents are before you. The finest ensemble of rodeo talent on planet Earth stands before our treasured fans. It's time for round number 10 as we say thank you and welcome with a tip of our Resist All hats. It's time to get the show on the road.
It's time to get the show on the road. Gotta make it out the Vegas to the NNRA seconds in the saddle.
It's the stuff that dreams are made of. Round number 10 of the National Finals Rodeo. Our coverage presented by Mahindra as we get ready to crown the 2023 World Champions. We'll make it official. Fans dressed to the nines as they make their way in to what is always the most historic and biggest rodeo night of the entire year. Jeff Metters and Hall of Famer Butch Knowles, glad to bring you the coverage. And, it's just the night that all cowboys and cowgirls dream about. Being at the Thomas & Mack round 10 and getting it done.
Yeah, that's the deal. When you're a young cowboy and you're practicing and you're playing in the arena, everything says, okay, here we are. This is round 10, the last round at the National Finals Rodeo. This is what it is for so many of these young talent here. And you look at them right there, every one of them. Keenan Hayes, what a great job he has done. What a year he's put together. And he is one horse away, one mistake-free ride away from a world title.
Yeah, and we saw Casey Field retire just before the National Finals Rodeo. We lost what many consider to be the greatest of all time. Now maybe a new dynasty is starting there with Keenan Hayes, who's a rookie. He can win the World Championship. He can win the average. And he has been something to watch over 10 nights here at the National Finals Rodeo. You saw the run order right there. Let's get it underway. You might as well just jump in with both boots with Tanner Ross and breaking news.
Well, these are the best horses in the world, Jeff. The last time they were out, I don't think 87 even came close to getting a check. So Ross is the first down to shoot, and look at this horse. Jump and kick, big move off to the left and then back to the right. Tanner Ross just started a great job. I mean, what a ride. I don't know what they're going to do with it because, the first guy on the chute, it's always hard for a judge to really roll the points to you. But I'll tell you what, that was outstanding. That horse bucked, lots of drop. Breaking news from Frontier Rodeo Company, 87 and a half. They did come with the points this time. Great way to start it off.
And not the round you want to be the first out in, is it? Somebody's got to be first, but...
I know, but you just hate to do that.
Saw Orrin Larson today, not moving all that fast as he was making his way into Cowboy Channel. Cowboy Christmas, but still a smile on his face. Made money last night. Let's see if Orrin, the very talented Canadian, can finish with a bang right here.
Yeah, new Scarlet from Pickett Pro Rodeo. Good chance. I was glad to see him make that ride last night. Because you said it, Jeff. He has been beat up this week. Orrin's got one more ride, and he'd love to win 30,000 plus. That's what it'll take to win this go-around.
Translate pretty good going back up north of the border.
Good mark out. Look at this paint. Jump and kick. Go across. Get to the fence right here. Larson. No mistakes again. Probably his best ride yet.
I think so.
Oh, I'm so glad to see him finish like that. He is such a great bareback rider. Right here, good control. Those big long legs, they're just coming to the rigging, way ahead of the horse, back to the front end. And look at the kick this little paint has. Really good ride. 84 and a half, though. The horse, maybe the horse Tanner had was just a little stronger.
87 and a half, 84 and a half. Right down in there with Richmond champion. 8th time he's been to the National Finals Rodeo. He's got a good one. He's got Yippee Kibitz from Calgary.
Yeah, Yippee Kibitz. One of the top 3 bareback horses in the world right now. So a big chance for Richie. Richie's ridden really, really well this week. He's won close to 40,000. He has been making some strong rides. This horse has got a lot of power. He's got to finish right here. It's been a long week for these bareback riders. Maybe drop that left leg right there, that last jump. Maybe the last 2 jumps. That's going to cost him a point or 2. Real good right here. You can see him. He's just staying tight, being aggressive, even with his upper body. Yippee Kibitz makes that circle around to the right, but right there you can see him get shook loose just a little bit at 85 points. You see Richie shaking his head. He knew he kind of let one get away right at the end.
There's your reigning world champion, Jess Pope, number 4 in the world right now, quite a ways behind, but right there in the average, trying to win his 4th straight average title. Mason Clements, he's got his hands full. Here he comes on Virgil.
Yeah, last time Virgil was out, they were split first on him. They were 89 and a half. I mean, this is a great matchup. He worked so hard to get here. He's had a great week, and here it comes. Big old Virgil, he's bringing the heat. Clements, he's giving it back to him. Finish, big finish for Mason Clements. And I mean, that is a handful to ride right there. He is a giant bareback horse. Lots of power. Mason, right there, good. Good right through here, right there. He stayed a little tight maybe with that right leg. But all in all, that was a very strong bareback ride on a rank win.
84 points to score for Mason Clements. Hard to believe it's been 3 years since he's been at the National Finals Rodeo. Going to pick up a check in the average, going to win close to $100,000, and we talked about him. He just kind of fought his way in those final hours just to qualify. He had to win that Governor's Cup up there in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. 87 and a half, Tanner Ross, first guy out. Still has the lead. Here comes Jaco Roper.
Yeah, Jaco Roper, here we go. Night Gazer, look at Jaco. He has had a great NFR as well. Almost $80,000 for the first NFR guy. Boy, what a set of horses. Look at this. I mean, Jaco, look how quick he is right there. I mean, you cannot make a better ride than that. Going across there, how impressive is that?
84 and a half for Jaco Roper. Tied for 3rd. And there's Jess Pope kind of getting things done in the back. And he came in as a world champion finally. You know, he battled it out with Casey Field there for about 3 straight years and finally got that world championship. Injured to start the year. Dean Thompson getting set to go. More on Jess Pope coming up. Gaines trail the draw here.
Yeah, Cole Reiner was 87 on him the first time he was out. Boy, what a ride right there by Dean. Big finish, too. He stayed strong the whole way. Finished him strong. Look how quick and aggressive he is. I mean, what a horse. Just jump and kick every one of these horses. They give these guys an opportunity to make great rides, and they are making great rides. Good view at it from right there from the camera above. 89 points. Now we're talking. Dean Thompson, he's been a little quiet this week. He's only won about 15,000. He may add 30 to it right there.
Came in 15th in the world, 15th in the average. I just walk away with that round 10 buckle.
That's good to see.
Cole Reiner's been good. He's 4th in the average, so he's trying to pick up a pretty hearty check here. That'll be worth about $37,000 if he can finish that off. He's also climbed, he's 11th in the world, but could make a big jump by the end of the day.
Yeah, and Stevie Nicks, this is a horse they hold one of the highest marks ever out in the bareback riding. Cole Reiner, stay tight, finish it. What a week he's had. Right now, 4th in the average. If he can stay right there, that's going to be worth about 40 more thousand. Look at this. I mean, look at Stevie Nicks. She is just stacked up right there. Cole, he is opened up. Right in there, maybe a hair behind, not much, but just a little bit. You can see a little slack in that rigging in his hand. 87.5, put him in 2nd place.
Dean Thompson still on top, 89. The guys that are all in that fight for the World Championship, the guys that actually are just trying to catch Keenan Hayes, all yet to ride, obviously. Jacob Lees, he's 27, finally made it to his first NFR. He hasn't wasted it. He's won 81,000, 7th in the average. Got Drunk Bunny here from J Bar J, and I think Jacob Lees is going to be back. He looked very comfortable here at the Thomas and Mack.
Yeah, you know, when you look at all of these first-time bareback riders, there's 5 of them here. Jacob Lees is one of them, but I'm sure they all are going to be back, Jeff, for probably as many years as they want to go. They are all so talented. We're seeing a change in the guard, in my opinion, in the bareback riding with these young guys coming in riding this good. Tough round now, though. 89, 87.5. 87.5 by Tanner Ross. So got his work cut out for him here on Drunk Bunny, and Drunk Bunny just stacks up lots of air. Oh, rolls him into his hand, though. Trouble. He's trying to get square. Good finish, but when that horse got into the chutes, and I talk about what animals feel like when they move off a wall or move off the chutes like this, he's going to kind of fade sideways, and he's going to put Jacob right there into his hand. And see how he kind of moved off there, kind of funny? That threw him out of time for about 3 jumps. Those are mistakes. Look at that. It just holds his hands out and says it's over. He's had a great NFR. Really wasn't anything big that happened right there, but that cost him big time.
Well, you look at the changing of the guard, Keenan Hayes and Jess Pope. Jess has won, trying to win his 4th straight average title, 2nd straight World Championship. Keenan Hayes, he's a rookie. He has a chance to win the average, and obviously going to win that World Championship if he stays on and holds that spot. But those 2 guys right there, Keenan Hayes and Jess Pope, I think they're the guys to beat in the next few years.
Yeah, they're really tough. This guy is too, though, Leighton Barry. And this is a great matchup, Agent Links. I just love this horse. You look at the stock score, you know, you double that, that's nearly 90. So a great opportunity right here. Mason Clemens was 87.5 last time this horse was out.
And 90 would help. That'd move you to the lead. Dean Thompson on top, 89. Hit the leaderboard.
All right, big move to the left now. He just needs to open up and get it on, and he is. Agent Links is having her day. So is Leighton Barry. Maybe into his riding hand just a little bit. He could have been a half a point stronger on one side than the other. Not much. Man, you talk about a great horse. Look at this horse right here. Look at the kick and the drop. You know, you're applying points right there. You have 25 points as a judge. You're giving that horse 23.5, 24 points all day long right there.
Good score, too. 88.5. Misses the lead by a half point.
Well, and that's just because he was a little into his hand, and that half point I talked about was the problem. Wow, what a ride.
Tim O'Connell again said he won 3 straight world titles, 16, 17, and 18. He's got some average titles, too, also in those same years. Travels with Jess Pope. These guys have won a lot of money over the last 4 years.
Boy, and he has picked his game up in the last 4 rounds here at the NFR. Struggled early. Oh, man, here we go. Timo. He's got a good ride started. He's square. He's making a solid ride. KO right there, tipped into his hand. And then just gets pancaked. Wow.
Just got to ride a mate.
Tim, look at this. I mean, he is rocked back trying to be 90. And he's going to be a pile, but right here, boom. You got to take points away right there. Not a lot, but you got to take a point away or two. Man, oh man.
Winds up with 86.5 points. So Tim O'Connell in 5th place at the moment. Richie Champion on the bubble. He's in 6th at 85. Dean Thompson still in that top spot at 89. And here comes another very talented rookie, Kate Saunier. And he comes in number 3 in the average.
Yeah, this is the bucking horse of the year right here. Bigelow was 89.5 on it. Nightcrawler from Pickett Pro Rodeo. Saunier, he has been riding outstanding. Can he get the money tonight? Nightcrawler jumping, kicking, good drop. Saunier, little bit into his hand on this right leg. Boy, what a bareback horse. To be voted the best bareback horse in the world. All these great horses, you know that's a good one. Much better on this side. He was kind of locked that right leg down just a little bit from the position of his upper body. 87 points, that's going to put him in the money.
Man, all these scores just from those high 80s, 89, 88 and a half, 87 and a half. 87, and O'Connell on the bubble at 86 and a half.
I think it's about to change now.
Here comes Jess Pope. Cool draw for him too. Gunfire.
Yep.
What a fun horse, and he's not going to be easy. But Jess Pope, incredibly trying to win his 4th straight NFR average title.
Well, he's been on him before. He's been 90 on this horse several times. I've seen him been 90 on this horse so many times. The former Bucking Horse of the Year, Gunfire. This is just a great opportunity for Jess Pope. He comes in $73,000 behind Keenan Hayes. Keenan, you know, if he just makes a solid ride, it's his. But if he stubs his toe and this goes the way Jess Pope thinks it's going to, you never know. The door may open, but it's going to open from what he does right here in this ride.
He won the World Championship in $390,000 last year, and you saw what Keenan Hayes rides right now, $324,000. He's number 2 in the average. Second spot in the average pays about $64,000. Winning the average pays about $79,000. And Jess Pope trying to put together his 40th, basically flawless ride in a row at the National Finals Rodeo.
Isn't that amazing? With the quality of stock that we have today in this sport, to make 40 great rides. That just shows the talent that he has.
Came in 10th in the world, injured, slow start to 2023. There's a look at Keenan Hayes. He's pretty much unaffected over there. He's in his pregame. He's coming up in just a second. Well, it was the year of the rookie in bareback riding in 2023 and led by Keenan Hayes, that guy there on the left. There we go.
All right. Jess Pope's got a big ride started. Pope spurred over the neck. He's in trouble. Jess Pope messed up. First time in 40 rides. He made a mistake and he knows it. He missed his target, meaning his feet both got on one side for one jump on that horse. He missed the neck. Right in here, this looks great, and he is going to be a pile of points. Gunfire, just big, strong jumps. Right there was the mistake, and Jess Pope goes to 78 and a half. So that opens the door to probably let him even lose the average right now.
Yeah,
oh, my goodness.
Now Keenan Hayes has a chance to run the table.
Yes, he does.
Rocker Steiner has won 3 rounds. He won round 1, won round 2, won round 9. Night faded from Pete Carr tonight.
All right, Rocker. He's a little behind. He's real behind. He's still on, though. But that was a long 8 seconds for Steiner. He was beat out of the chute that first jump. He let his feet come right there. That horse kind of gave him a big move, and I mean, he was behind. He was getting jerked off his rigging. In fact, he was just along for the ride right through here, and that's not a fun ride. And you know it. When that's happening, you just think, oh, my gosh, I wish that whistle would blow. Steiner comes in at 74. He's had a great week. He's had some mistakes this week as well, but he darn sure has had a good week.
Here comes Clayton Bigelow, Good Time Charlie from Pete Carr. This is the 17th NFR for Good Time Charlie. 16 times he's been in the television pen, one of the stars for Pete. There's a look at that leaderboard, 89. Jess Pope opening the door for Keenan Hayes. Keenan trying to run the table, win the world, win that average as a rookie.
Yeah, Bigelow.
PRCA.
Bigelow comes in 10th and 11th in the average. He was doing great until that one bad eliminator pin. Look at this horse, Good Time Charlie, and still, he's going to allow Bigelow maybe to take the lead. Oh, he's into his hand, a mistake there. So another problem. Boy, oh boy. Dean Thompson still in the lead. Look at this. This looks great. But when you watch his upper body's going to get tipped right in here, you're going to see Good Time Charlie do a lead change and come around in that circle, whip him over into his hand. 84 and a half later instead of about 89. That hurts right there.
84 and a half. Thompson still has the lead. We're down to 1 bareback rider, Keenan Hayes. Came in.
It's a layup. This is just a layup right here. That's all he needs.
Just coast on through the whistle and win that first world championship. He's won about 58,000 over the first 9 rounds. Number 2 in the average, number 1 in the world. But Jess Pope opening the door. He can win that average, so that's a check for 78,000 plus. And that will put him over 400,000 for the season. You can see him at 324.
Yeah, he's got a horse. Richie Champion was 85.5. He shouldn't have any problem with this horse. But I don't like him taking this much time in the chute. All right, Keenan. This boy, he's a competitor. Biggest ride of his life right here. Make sure you mark him out. And then make sure you are on offense. You're not going to let this horse take it to you.
Jess Pope still has an outside shot at that world championship, and he's just taking the tape off right there and gonna let the chips fall where they may.
Here it comes. Markout was there in my opinion. Now just set up and go at him, and he is. Big finish right here. Young Keenan Hayes, I just think he just ran the table and won the world and the average. Man, oh man. That is a load of pressure on a young bareback rider, and he handled it. Great job marking that horse out. And then just gets going right here. Sets up a little more than some guys. That's an advantage. Sets his feet. Makes the ride. How many is he?
He's going to run the entire table. He's going to win the round.
God.
90 points for Keenan Hayes. He's going to win the average, and he's going to win the world championship. So an incredible, historic performance from a PRCA rookie. So
that was a $110,000 8-second ride for him right there.
Fantastic job. That
Brandon Edwards, let's talk about some bareback riding. We talked about it in our pre-show events here. We talked about the Cowboy. We talked about where he could go and what he's going to do.
Well, you finally let him take a victory lap. They wouldn't let him draw anything earlier in the week to win the round on. He finally got that done, which on a night that I'm not going to lie, would not have maybe put him ahead of Dean Thompson in the round. I'm not nothing against them, and I'm not a judge of all things. I'm not a judge.
The only time you wear stripes is when you're in the big house.
That's once a year, bud. And that usually happens the first weekend in Vegas. We get it out of our system, and then we just go the rest of our week.
Let's talk a little bit about this. We were talking about that Resist All Rookie of the Year thing. So not only does Keenan win a world championship here today in the bareback riding, wins the round, also just solidified that Resist All Rookie title, which is a bonus in its own. He gets a saddle. He gets all the bonus prizes from Mary Jane Carpenter, Ricky Boland, and the team at Resist All. Dusty taking care of him over there. Man, what a great, great program. But the bareback riding as a whole, you watch Rocker Steiner come out and had his hands full.
There was a couple of guys, Rocker, and they I don't want to say they stubbed their toe, but Rocker looked on that last one like he didn't want the smoke, man. I mean, that one just got ahead of him a little bit. Jess Pope, man, you hate to criticize a guy or knock him that many points for spurring over the neck. He was trying it. Like they were talking before his 40th ride in a row, basically at the NFR, that was the first bobble he's made in 40 rides.
So years ago, Billy Atbauer, there was a season record. I think Billy had rode like 66 right in there, 66, 65, 66, before he even got bucked off. This kid on some of the greatest horses in the world, 40 rides at the NFR consistently. That is where that average check comes in. If you can ride that way, this is where you're going to succeed.
Well, put it in perspective. Anytime we start talking about NFR records, just remember, there's 354 days of a season that has to come into play every time before that. So, every these guys like Jess, that's 4 years in a row. Not only has he stayed healthy, but he's dominated enough to put himself in contention for the world title and then had a good finals on top of it.
Well, and we're playing with horse flesh, too. You seen the great horse Virgil buck out there tonight. Virgil's knocking on 15 years old. I'll tell you what, he's treacherous in the bronc riding. He's awesome in the bareback riding. They win and set an arena record in Red Bluff on him. Donnie Providence, 92 points. 90 points, I believe it was 90 points on the horse there. Tonight didn't have the trip. He was heavy. He was big. It was not his normal trip, but he was a little too strong for these guys being sore in the 10th round. What have we got looking at coming into the steer wrestling?
Steer wrestling we talked about earlier, man. Just look at Dalton Massey. He just needs a little bit. If he holds that on, he's going to be excited. I mean, if he gets any piece of that round at all, he's going to automatically maintain that whole top 6 in the average, maybe even move up a spot depending on how it might fall. You know, he's looking at about 30,000, I think, right there that he's ahead of the next guy. About that 29,000 actually to be exact. So, you know, it's his to lose. Same thing. It's going to be this next one. It was his to lose, same as Keenan's, and we'll see how it goes.
Let's see what Amy's got to talk to Keenan about. World champion, bareback rider, and the Cowboy Channel. Back to you.
Keenan Hayes will be talking to him on the stage later, guys.
Yeah, don't go away, Keenan. We got a whole lot more coming up for you at the end of round number 10. We're joined by another guy that knows a lot about world championships on the other end of the arena, as Luke Branquino joins us. And we got a pretty good battle here, Luke, that's going to be fun. But we start with a guy that's 15th in the world, but he also happens to be number 1 in the average at his first ever NFR. This is a big run for him.
Yeah, this is a big run for Don Payne, and he has been impressive all week long. Getting the starts like we're seeing right here. He gets set up, gets his steer caught, and this is going to be your average champ, guys. Good work for Don Payne. He did not hardly falter at all this year.
Yeah, what a week, huh?
It's so impressive right there. I mean, took a start, knew that there was a couple guys behind him, but he blew the barrier out and made a great run right there, guys. But you know this 10th round, there's always nerves no matter what position you're coming in. There's 10 guys, don't have nothing to lose. They got to take a chance. There's about 3 guys that have an outside chance at that world standings, and then there's 2 guys that are battling for it. Those 2 guys just happen to be from Oregon, and they are best friends.
All right, the first piece of the puzzle, the average champion. That's Don Payne. He's wrapped that up. That's a check for almost $79,000. The World Championship still up for grabs. Cody Devers, he was good last night. He broke the ice. He got the win with a run of 3.5. Picked up about 30,000, and that's that little spice to his national finals rodeo.
Yeah, you know, Cody, he struggled going in there, but that win, you know, was just a huge boost riding this great horse baby. Just one thing about Cody is he's figured out the start finally. He blew the barrier out to get that win, and he was so dominating all year. It was surprising he struggled like he did here at the finals. Good start right there. Just keep hustling. They were 4 flat on this steer one time, but he was just late to his nose. And when you get a tight go like that, you have to let that steer come back around you. And he just, when he did, he was just behind the nose right there.
5 and 8. That will not get a check in this round. Nick Guy's been over to the South Point. He won round 3 with a 4 and 2. Got him to the buckle presentation. He's won 64,000. He sits number 3 in the average. That's a check for 50,000. He's got to protect that territory right now.
Yeah, he sure does, and a good steer. JD was 3.9 on him in, I believe, the 7th go-round, excuse me. And, you know, they haven't done a lot on him other than that. But, again, Nick is so confident no matter what he rides here. He knows he can throw him down. The key for Nick is not losing his spot in average, making sure he gets the start he needs. You know, we talk about pressure. There's not any more pressure than a guy on that Hazen side right there.
They're kind of the unsung hero, too, aren't they?
Oh, for sure. They know. You know when they mess up because everybody talks about it. But when they do a good job, nobody says anything.
Yeah, you don't hear a word, do you?
No. Oh man.
No, that is disaster.
So, guys, here's what this could do is Tyler Wagaspack was 3 seconds back behind him in the average.
That's right.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's just some unfortunate deal for Nick right here. You see that horse was wanting to move around, was unsettled, and right as he nodded, that horse kicked his butt out. And talk about heartbreak right there.
Yeah, you're 3rd in the average. That really hurts and changes things. You know, in terms of that average standings coming in, you can see Tyler Wagaspack move up. You see Dalton Massey move up too. Here's Stephen Culling.
Good start there for Steven. That steer wants to try him a little bit. You know, Steven's been sick all week long, and it hasn't been talked about, but he's been weak. He's been getting IV fluids, and, you know, you could tell right there, Steven was struggling to get this steer's head across him, and anybody that's competed here knows it's hard enough to win when you're healthy, but good job for Steven maintaining that spot in average and moving up a spot,
Yeah, he's going to move up. Yep. 4th, if he gets to 4th, that's 37,000. I mean, this average is a big deal.
Dakota Eldridge came in last night, number 1 in the average. He had some issues. He dropped to number 8.
Yeah, we talked about nothing to lose, and that's Dakota right here. Needs to get that finish. Good run for Dakota. Not the steer he needed to try to get a go-around win, but, you know, one thing about Dakota is he battles no matter what position he's in. Look for him to come back even stronger next year, guys.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get a world championship. He's won the average here a few times, and that's about the only thing missing on his mantle. So you got a 4-2 from Don Payne. Dakota Eldridge at 4-8. Culling at 5 flat. Cody Devers at 5'8". Here comes Will Loomis, and man, for Will, I think 2024 can't get here fast enough for him.
I think you're exactly right, Jeff. And yeah, a good chance right here for Will. They've gotten faster on this steer every time they run him, and Dalton was actually 3-9 and placed in the 7th go-round. But Will's been struggling with the start, trying to figure out how to get that clean, crisp go. You know, he's broken barriers, missed barriers. But one thing, again, we talk Will Loomis. He bulldogs so well. Just deep breath right there, get things settled, and go at him. Last one here at the finals, go try to win something.
Nothing like going to the top just to get things going.
There he goes, getting caught up fast here, guys.
There we go.
That's the Will Loomis we've expected to see the last 2 nights. You know, he just sharp on the barrier. Good job catch that steer. Gets a little tip back, but Will's so big and strong with that upper body, he just makes that steer, tells him, go ahead and lay down right here.
Yeah, and you look at that, Luke, you know, he's 3'8". He's a player in this world race. He's not in the world race, but now it's going to be a little tougher to win a check in this round.
Well, that's exactly right. Yeah, talking about those guys that don't have nothing to lose, and here's one right here, Jacob Talley. He could make it hard for a guy like Tyler Wagensback, who needs to place deep in this round to have a chance.
What would Will Loomis pay for that 3'8" in round 10 last year?
Oh, boy.
Good run right there. That steer, they hadn't done just a whole lot on that steer right there. I think 4.4 was the fastest they'd been on him. But Jacob got a good start, and he did all he could to try to win something.
Well, it's, you know, we're a few runs in, and things have already changed, you know, down that line because of what we saw with Nick Guy. But Dalton Massey coming in, projected #1, if he can hold that spot. But I tell you what, Jesse Brown, Tyler Wagensback, still very much alive, and a lot of drama left here in the steer wrestling. Loomis has the lead, 3'8". That makes it tough. Here comes Ty Erickson. He was a world champion back in 2019. Out of the average money, currently 6th in the world.
Big deep breath. Just behind the barrier. Some of these steers are trying pretty good, and you know this kind of steer separated a little bit more. You're going to see guys catch them a little bit closer, just even missing the barrier, and then that steer like Ty's, he really took off and ran.
5 and 5.
Good head catch. Maybe right arm just didn't quite get him. You see on that right hand, it's hooked with his hand instead of the crook of his arm. That gives that steer just that much more power to try to pull away from you.
Here's another guy that's been a pretty good spoiler, Bridger Anderson. He won round 4, he had a 3.5. He won round 8 with a 3.3. He's not in the average, but he still made over $100,000 over 9 rounds.
And he has a great steer.
He does, and this is one he picked even last night. He said, man, I'd sure like 119, and he's one of those guys we talked about that could be a spoiler in the rounds for those guys that are needing to win. All starts with the barrier. He has to get the start. He said he's going to try to break a little bit wider and get this steer to pick his head up. If he could do that and slow down and get a flat fall, I think he could challenge that 3.8 from Will Loomis. There it is, guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
3.9. Round got tougher. 3.8, 3.9. Now sitting 1-2.
And a good run. He ran that steer underneath the scoreboard and just behind the barrier enough that made him travel that much further down the arena. But that was an exceptional run, staying patient, getting over him, and getting the fall that far down.
Nice to see Brad Bridger back at the National Finals Rodeo. He made it in 2020. Taking a while to get back into Las Vegas, but here he is. And now Dirk Tavener gets set. Another guy that's made about $84,000. Not a factor in the average, but could affect how the World Championship comes out if he can be fast here.
Yeah, Dirk's got Oscar settled right where he wants, making sure he's moving him around. You know, there's a fine line here, whether you break too wide or too narrow. You break too narrow, you get trapped in behind those steers. You break too wide and you blow the barrier out. You might get them setting up or letting off right here and a little too far to catch. Whoa, good run. Very good run. That steer was really trying to push over Dirk's legs right there, and Dirk did all he could to keep that steer from coming over the top of him. Man, that was a sharp run. You can see right here, watch that steer try to come over his legs. Dirk did a good job pushing on that left foot, keeping that steer behind him, and then a great finish.
All right, Luke, next up is Jesse Brown. What's got to happen here for him to give him a chance to leave here with a gold buckle?
Well, he's going to hold his spot in average if I'm not exactly sure how far ahead of third place he is, but he has a steer on paper looks horrible. They were 11-3, no time. This is the steer J.D. Struckness caught fast and let go. J.D. hung it on him and spun him real fast. That steer hit on a leg, and J.D. tried to roll him off, slipped off. I think Jesse actually has a chance to place in the round on this steer. If he does that, that's just going to, up his chances for that gold buckle.
I think he's about 4.5 seconds above Wags right now.
Yeah.
In terms of the average race.
Good start right here. Steer slowed up. Great run, Jesse Brown. I thought he was going to ride him backwards there.
I did too.
Holding that spot in the average, he's fourth right now, I believe, in the go-round. He might needed to win a little bit better if Dalton maintains his position, but I am not going to do any bean count. I'll let everybody else that's smarter than me do that. But you know what? Jesse Brown has had an exceptional finals.
Right now, he's splitting fourth and fifth in the round, so I think that's going to make Dalton have to get a check now.
4 guys still remain. J.D. Struckness will be rolling in. He's 1 spot out of the average, may have moved up. He's number 2 in the world. He's won 113,000 over 9 rounds.
Yeah, and listen, he still thinks he has a chance at this gold buckle race, but knowing he has to get the start and has a great steer to do it on, might have ran him a little too far, but what a run from JD. And he right there splits with Jesse and Don Payne in the go-round. So that obviously, like we talked, Butch, that's going to just hurt Jesse's Brown's chances.
Right. Yeah, because it splits the money now.
Right.
Weakens that a little bit. 3 guys remain, including the reigning world champion. Tyler Wagaspak, he won in 16, he won in 18, he won in 21 and 22, trying to win 3 in a row. He came in 4th in the average, 4th in the world. We talked about him all week. He just never really seems to beat himself.
No, and we seen him last year kind of be the spoiler. This year might be a little bit different with Jesse doing what he did, but Tyler needs to get this go-around win, and he's going to try right here. Steer might try a little too much. You see him spin it on him. Look here, guys.
Holy cow.
Wow, what a shock. Tyler Wagaspak, lightning striking for him in round number 10.
Oh. I was just going to say he needs to end up in the top 2 in the round to have a chance. Well, he just took care of that one.
He does for sure. And you talk about a guy that has ice water running through his veins. That was impressive.
Would you expect anything different from Tyler Wagaspak in round 10 at the NFR?
Nothing at all, guys. That was exceptional.
Now the plot thickens. Stan Branco comes in. He's number 3 in the world, 7th in the average. Dalton Massey waiting on deck. We are 2 runs away from settling that world championship.
Well, and Stan doesn't have one, like I say, on paper, but, we'll see what he can do here. He has to blast the barrier if he wants a chance to even place in this go-round with 4-2 winning last hole right now. I believe they were 5-5, 4-6, and an 18-4 on this steer. So when you walk up to the Secretary's office, you see that, and knowing you need a good one to have a chance is kind of deflates you a little bit.
It does, doesn't it?
We talked about Stan. It's been 10 years since he's been to the National Finals Rodeo, but he's had a great one. He's won 130,000.
He's out of the barrier here, guys. He spin it fast, get that nose. Yeah, that's kind of what that steer has been wanting to do, get on a belly. And, just some tough luck for Stan. But you know what? We'll see him back here next year, and he has had a good finals.
Really good finals, didn't he?
Don't forget, too, it's not all.
Man, it sets the stage for Dalton Massey, the final guy to go. Came in number 1, and he stayed right there. Tyler Wagaspak watching, Jesse Brown watching, and boy, Dalton Massey has just been calm, cool, and collected. Can he finish it off right here?
He's got a great steer.
We'll see
He's got a good catch. Here it goes, Massey.
Oh, he broke the barrier, guys.
No.
Man, but listen here.
What a year.
What a year, like you said. He was going right there, taking a chance. And you want to talk about an impressive young man who has gold buckles in his future.
Boy, and unofficially, I think they're saying Tyler Wagaspack has won the world championship. The 10th round magic for Tyler Wagaspack just continues to show up. World championship in 16, 18, and now 3 in a row, 21, 22, and 23. As you see him split round 10 here with Will Loomis. Jesse Brown winds up splitting 5th place. Broken barrier for Dalton Massey will make it official. When we come back, make way for the king.
Brandon, we were talking about it during the pre-show with this steer wrestling.
Well, screw the rest of the rodeo. Just give Wagaspack round 10. That's what he
Right.
did.
Yeah,
That's what he
hand it
did
to him.
last year. It's what he did this year. He just
Hand it
kind
to
of
him.
waits and then just strikes.
Smokes in there. As this steer wrestling's going on, I mean, you've seen some rough goes, you've seen some fast goes, fast runs. Going for the money. These guys are going for the money in this round. It's their last chance in Vegas. Tell us how it shook out. You've seen some dog-fallen steers. You've seen some fast times. But, man, did the Wagaspack come back.
Yeah, I'm still kind of actually a little bit stunned on that one. That was not how I planned it on going. I really, if you'd asked me earlier, I thought Jesse Brown was going to take it, especially if he would have just got about 1 notch deep. But with Wagaspack just there, the parity at the bottom of the round with those tied 4-2s, you know, a couple of 3-8s on top of there, even though he tied that round. You know what? Yeah, if nothing else, just credit to Dalton Massey for not hanging back, not being nervous. He broke that barrier by inches. I know those inches are worth 10 seconds, but you got to give a rookie credit for coming in for his first time with the NFR, not hanging back at all, going for it, understanding that you got a 4-time champ of the world breathing down your neck hot, and just, working it as best he could.
That's what Joe B says. He's like, come down and make run for run and make the most money you can. That average is going to work itself out. These guys, top of their game. They know they're running into the last round tonight. They're turning it all loose in all events. You look at that horse spinning around of Nick's, right? Wow. How much does that change when you're in the average?
Well, it took him out of it. I mean, for what it changes. I mean, it absolutely eliminated him completely.
But who got to bump up because he got out of there?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And that's where
that's
that
the point.
was where that was where kind of everybody took a shot at. I mean, Nick was sitting third in the average with a 43.5. So with the fact that then that even Jesse, he put down a good run at 4.2. But with Don securing the average, that means Wagaspack moved up a spot, so that put him in third. That's about 60,000. You put that with about 51,000. You put that with a round. You gave Wagaspack an $81,000 day, and sorry man, you're just not going to catch up.
Not bad for under 4 seconds, right?
Yeah, that was a tough pin of steers all week, and I
were
don't mean
hard.
that in a bad drawn way. I mean that was a really consistently strong pin of steers. And
It was
had
more
to get
of
up underneath them.
It was more of a dogging contest that round than it was a drawing contest, if you will.
Yeah, Will Loomis and Tyler Wagaspack tonight had the 2 best goes at one. Both of them got dropped down a little bit tonight. You could see the 2 taller guys kind of got that advantage because they were both dropped down. They both slid a little back. They both got their feet in front of them, but they were able to lift up and over enough that everything still came. And of course, those 2 were just masters at their momentum, handling that, and just letting everything slide and keep everything going forward, and then judo tossing a steer down.
It's great to watch the Winner Circle and the Cowboy Channel Live, bringing you these interviews. Folks, don't forget to be to your center bar. Grab drinks, and when you get a drink, there's a raffle ticket. We'll have some swag coming out. Talk to us, Brandon. What's Amy Wilson doing here with Don Payne?
That's the average winner right there. Pretty
wow.
cool for a kid that had a rough week. The epitome of being able to stay consistent, never really placing that deep, but still getting that average.
All right, let's go to the team roping with Colt Curry and Marcus Stereo. Let's get it started with the team roping and back to the Cowboy Channel.
These are those spoilers, Marcus is running him some rope right there. He needed to get a dally pinched off. Not too much rope go. Couldn't get tight. Couldn't get phased. It's kind of it's funny to me in the team roping tonight, guys. We're looking at the average. That's going to decide it. But we're also looking at teams that battled in that we didn't think had a chance. Look at Derek Begay, Coulter Todd. Yeah, they're back. But what if this? What if that? They could win. Tonight is always the 10th round, is who does the best at the end, wins the world championship. We just saw it in steer wrestling.
You talk a lot about winning 2 checks on that final Saturday to win that world championship. Jay Clay, Tyler Worley getting set. Back in the average.
Yeah, Jay Clay's real good this week. He tried one on, it didn't work. And you're right, Jeff. You know, we just saw the steer wrestling, the guys that had a chance to do double dip, they're the contenders. Jake Clay reaches right there, gets it on him. It just come off the left horns. He was just trying to be fast and get a check before he heads back to Oklahoma.
Now we talk about those guys that just don't beat themselves. You know, they're so hard to beat. Wagaspack, one of those guys. Caleb Schmidt, one of those guys. There's a look at the run order, and of course, as we get closer to the end, the drama will build. Eric Rogers, Paul Eves, got a single-time world champion on the right, two-time world champion on the left.
Yeah, we expected a lot more out of these guys this week, to tell you the truth. I thought they'd win a lot of money. There's a good heel shot right there. See, Rogers had to face just a little early because he thought he was going to get into that wall. And when it was a little bit early, a little slack, and you can't flag him till the ropes are tight. Really good run, but it's a little long at 4-2 right there. Watch, Paul does a great job. See where he faced? He was just a little early and had to back up. Paul was trying to get it tight, but the short fours, the long threes, they're going to dictate what's going to happen at the end for the World Championship race.
Right. Clay Smith, Peyton Bray, they've been an interesting team. They've kind of been up in the average, they've been out of the average, and right now they're like one spot out, but they've won 77,000. You got Clay, who's a two-time world champion, went back-to-back in 18-19. Peyton Bray, former average champion in 2020.
Yeah, this is one of the put-together teams. You know, they didn't qualify together, but you know what's so cool about now? Butch, just think about when you were going, when I was in my prime, when Fred and everybody, Cody, we didn't have a chance to win 77,000 unless you won everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that nice to see now a guy can have a so-so week win $85,000? Needs to be 100, but it's better. He's out. He's got nowhere to go. Even if he doubted, he was about to wipe out the judges and crawl up in the gold buckle seats to face. And he was out of the barrier. Wow. That's trying to win right there. That's sticking it on one right now.
Spider Cam coverage brought to you by Bass Pro Shops in Cabela's. Gives you that head-on shot right there in the team roping. Tanner Tomlinson and Patrick Smith, they won the average last year. They're sixth in the average right now, at about 62,000.
They're in that position where, you know, if you double dip today, you could get out of here with 100,000. Move up maybe to fourth or fifth in the average. If somebody messes up, get a go-around check. And he's not going to do either. They're going to be stuck with that 60-something thousand probably because you got to turn them before you can win.
Well, this round's still wide open. Rogers and Eves in there at 4-2. Got a 4-2 and a 5-3 on the board, and that is it right now as Coleman Proctor and Logan Medlin get ready to go. These guys have had a very interesting week, and we saw them stop the clock at a time of 3-1. It got waved off, and that was an arena record.
All right, look at the standings right there. Even though they're not anywhere in the middle of the hunt, that Coleman Proctor at one time was right in the middle of it. Just by go-arounds, guys. Wesley Thorpe, Jake Long, Buddy Hawkins, Coulter, they all have to go, and they're all in the average, so that's going to make a big difference. It's easy go-around, Jeff. You just called it 2 times, right? 2 times is all we got so far. Oh, he's late. Coleman sends it out there, doesn't catch. Another team down. So, you know, here we go. We're in the middle of the field, the field of ropers, and we got 2 times.
You know, Joe, you and I talk about it every year. This 10th round sometimes is the easiest round to get a check in.
You're right.
Everybody has an agenda.
That's right. Either the top guys are trying to win a big check to leave here with some money, and the bottom guys are trying not to mess up to win an average or a championship.
Dustin Egaskiza, Levi Lord next to go.
This is another team, kind of like Eric Rogers. You know, we thought we'd just see big wins out of these. These guys dominated during the year and got here, and just both have had trouble. And the Thomas and Mack will either put it on you or lay it on you. And if they put it on you, it's hard to take sometimes. It can be hard to win if you get off on the wrong foot.
Now they came here number 4 in the world on both sides. They've dropped to number 8. They've only won 52,000. Not going to get an average check.
No, and these guys, you just think this team is the least they're going to do is win 3 rounds or so, and that'd be 100. So they just haven't had an NFR like they want. And this is like that agenda you're talking about. Butch, they can make it really tough or not, and not. There you go. See, you called it. I mean, they're going at first because they want the 30,000.
Exactly.
And it just makes it easy after that. And boy, you talk about the field helping you win a championship or hurt you win a championship if you're, fighting at the end.
Right.
That's what we're talking about right there.
Yeah, it's weird. Been a weird 10 days. I think we've had more teams that have surprised us in the wrong way than we've had surprised us in the right way. And this is one of those that trying to chase a third straight world championship, and they did not get anything going.
No, nothing at all. Could they win the last round? You betcha. Get it, Dally Jr. 3.9.
Could have been quicker.
Could have been about 3, 6, or 7 right there. You know, Junior, he's just had a hard time this week. He finally gets around there and he heals him. And right there, he fumbles his dally. Luckily, he got it around there and got him stopped. 3.9, that changes the leaderboard. And there you go, your agenda, guys. It upsets the leaderboard, 3.9.
Yeah, it just got a little tougher to win that big check. Here comes Luke Brown, Hunter Cook, and Luke's number 2. These guys are number 2 in the average right now.
Yeah, you got Luke Brown isn't going to miss one. Hunter Cook, that's how you do it right there.
They're going to win something in the round
4.9,
right now.
I mean, third to go around. And when you give Luke Brown an opportunity to win $65,000, he's not going to mess up. Watch this. He takes a good start, runs right up on top of him, and he says, okay, Hunter, you do your job. How about that?
Looked like a number 8 roping right
I'm telling you, that's about $70,000 run.
Nice run. I could have almost roped him from there. Almost. You got to love that. Just securing that spot in the average as Ren Richard and Jeremy Bueller get ready to go.
That's another team been up and down this week, Jeff. You know, it looked like really they were on a roll, then had some mess ups and some misses, and then back at them. Oh, that steers out in the middle, a good start. The Beard sets it down there and pinches it off, but he runs through the barrier to start. So 4-4 goes to 14-4. And as we go into the World Championship race with the last 5 teams, 5-3 is winning 4th in the go-around. That's something to remember.
Couldn't set it up better for him, could you?
I mean.
Leaves that 2 check. Saturday night, very much in play. Here comes the team who's just trying to win the World Championship and the average. Begay and Coulter Todd.
They're the only team that's caught all 9 steers.
Yeah, it's a free roll right here for these guys.
It is, but they don't want to drop down in the average to 4th. You know what I mean?
No, they can break a barrier and win the average.
That's right.
Or rope a leg and win the average.
That's right. You sure don't want to be late, and you don't want to take a bad throw. You want to try to win something in the round to put the pressure on the guys left to go. And Derek Begay, you can bet he knows that. He's got that figured in his head right now. All right, heartbeat, here we go. He even pumped up in the saddle twice tonight. He's a little, and he gets a roll at him. Got it on him. Coulter Todd squares up, heals him. They're going to place right now. 4-5. They go to 3rd in the go-around. 3rd in the go-around, they will win the average.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I tell you what, I think 4th, what's 4th worth? About 15,000 in the round? You put 12? Put 12 and 68's 80? Hey, these guys, they have made a mark right there, hadn't they?
Going to make it interesting. Going to have one of those photo finishes. Is Nelson Wyatt, Jonathan Torres, they're 8th in the average. Nelson's up number 4 in the world standings. Driggers and Negeda in there, 3-9. They've got the lead. Begay and Todd, 4-4.
I'm like you, Jeff. That's good. I'm glad to see that Junior and Driggers are going to win something. Look at this. Nelson's got it on him right now, and Torres just healed him. 3-7. They take the lead now. Nelson Wyatt missed 1 steer earlier in the week that I know he would love to have back, because if he'd had him back, Jonathan Torres just healed his partner up to a chance to win. Watch that. Inside heel, yellow horse face, great run.
Boy, now it's getting tougher. 3-7, 3-9, the top 2 on the leaderboard. Andrew Ward, Buddy Hawkins.
Look out for a chance to go the lead. No. Close, 4 flat. So, okay, they go to 3rd and go around. And they're what, 4th, I think, in the average or something like that?
4th in the average?
Yeah, it's just thick. Nobody's dropping the ball right here at all.
Not here at the end.
No, sir.
This is why I dropped out of accounting in college. Right here. Can't take it. Clint Summers and Jake Long, wow, they had fun. They won $134,000. They're 7th in the average. They've won go-round after go-round.
They got to steer this. They've been 4-3 on every time he stuck his head out. All 3 runs, they were 4-3. 1 time with a leg, 2 times clean. 3-7 winning first, 3-9. They really need to win the round and move to, if they can move up to 6th in the average to have any kind of chance.
1 round 1, split round 2, 1 round 4, 1 round 7.
He's out. Got it on him. They got a chance. Jake Long heals him. There goes 3.9. They're going to split second and third. Man, somebody better get to adding and subtracting because this deal is tight. Look at that.
Yeah, you know, all those scenarios we've talked about.
Out the door.
They've all happened. It's like, now what?
Yeah, just throw them out the door because everyone's happy.
Gosh, yeah.
And now we're down to one, guys. T. Wade and Wesley Thorpe. Third in the average, I think, right now. They need to get some kind of day money check and hold their spot. T. Wade, if he's out, they got a huge chance. Oh, Thorpe, extra swing. He's got him in a bind up there. Oh, he couldn't get faced nowhere. 5-4.
Not going to get a check.
No, they're
Stay
not.
in the average, but no check. That might be all they need.
I hope it is because, yeah, that's all they're going to get right there. How about they're going to win third in the average, no check in the go-around. Begay's going to win $80,000 today or 70-something.
And unofficially, Tyler Wade and Wesley Thorpe are going to hold on and win that world championship.
Oh, that's good.
Wow.
How about Derek Begay?
They won round 8, won round 9, and Derek Begay and Coulter Todd, they're your average champions. We knew they were going to be great, Joe, over 10 rounds. So hard to beat.
Well, Brandon, we want to recognize our event coordinator here tonight. I can see her sitting down there at a great table. Caitlin Cartwright, if you would please stand and let everybody know who you are, darling. This young lady here has put this on the ground for each and every one of you to come out here to the Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel, Las Vegas, Nevada. It is kind of the hidden gem. She's taking care of us. Brandon, let's look at what's going on in that team roping. Wow.
You just got a guy that's got 2 kids in high school that hasn't rodeoed in 15 years, more than just circuit rodeo, and you just let him win the average in about, $180,000 in a weekend and take that back to his kids. That's pretty cool. Any guy that shows up to the NFR, wears a denim shirt in the heel side with no patches on it, just let that man be cowboy and do what he does.
Well, that's the thing. You're looking at 3.7, 2 3.9s, a 4.0. That 5.4, we're going to talk about that. That 5.4 changed things up, and this is an arena conflict, if you will. Not conflict, but it's the size of the arena. And a lot of these guys are building practice pens the size of the Thomas & Mack because they know they're coming here and they can practice there. Man, they got hemmed up in that corner to be really fast.
Well, they drew the one steer in the pen that we knew we'd seen him in round 7 want to naturally step left. And actually, kudos to Tyler Wade because Tyler Wade is naturally a reacher. He is somebody who wants to get out there, and he did a heck of a job of actually getting that steer on a fairly short rope. And even though Wesley kind of got behind and didn't really have enough chance to rope up and around, and he kind of had to play catch up there, the fact that Tyler had that steer on a pretty short rope is the only thing that really saved that run. Any longer, if he'd had a coil or even if he'd had to take about 2 extra strides to put a coil back in his hand, he'd have been lost in that wall. Wesley would have never got there.
What a neat week through the team roping, though, because it was so strange. Like, we've talked about this several different times. Tonight, you've seen the guys going for it. They're going for the go-round win. You didn't see very many no times and misses tonight or +5s and penalties to get into that money. You was watching them run through there. These guys were serious. They know this is their last chance before Christmas to make a little extra money before hitting the road and traveling down the road again.
Yeah, I'd like to just point, can I brag on myself? I said 4-4 was going to win last hole in the round and 4-5. I was off by a little bit. I was off by a little bit, but I was close.
Well, this is why you are the educated man. College coach, CMU Rodeo. Man, if you need anything and want to send some kids, this is the man to talk to. Brandon Edwards, so happy to have you here. Let's turn it back to Amy Wilson with the interview on the Cowboy Channel with our team ropers.
I don't know. I mean, this is the first time I've ever been close to winning anything in the average, so let alone win it. I don't know. I think most of it would probably have to do with my partner.
Coulter, you always stay so humble. After 3 years as a header here, you now win the average as a healer and such a cowboy skill set. This is amazing, isn't it?
Very much. Yes, ma'am. It's pretty special.
And just so you know, when he walked up, he was critiquing his run out there. These guys love to win and be as good as they can, and it's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, it was so much fun to watch them for 10 days. Didn't win the World Championship. They win the average, and they were made it interesting, that's for sure, in those final runs. Here's a look at our right order. We'll get down to those guys: Kate Bruno, Sage Newman, Zeke Thurston trying to decide this World Championship. Chase Brooks out for round 10. Stetson Wright got knocked out in round number 2. Layton Green's going to kick things off. He's still looking for his first check. Let's see some spectacular broncs here in round 10, aren't we?
Oh, it's going to be amazing. Going to start out right here with the black tie from Sankey Pro Rodeo and Phenom Genetics. This horse former bucking horse of the year. Just an outstanding little bronc right here. Lefty Holman had this horse the first time he was out. He was 88.5, picked up a good check in that round. And I'm glad to see Glayton have this horse. You know, he's been one of those guys, he's kind of struggled this week on some horses. So we'll see what he can do in black tie. I know he's been on him before. I know he knows he can win some money. Leighton Green, he's going to try to set the bar high here on this first ride. Good ride for Leighton to finish off his NFR.
Part of that Canadian contingent that's been so tough down here. 4 trips to the NFR for Leighton Green, first and 17. Been to the last 3 in a row, and he's going to start things off here with an 86. And the question is that going to be good enough to get him a check in the 10th and final round?
Well, if I went out on a limb, I would say probably not. And that's a great score anywhere else. But with all these horses all loaded up, we'll wait and see. Right now, it's number 1 and a good finish for Leighton.
Dawson Hayes started slow. He's picked up the momentum the last couple of rounds. He's up to about 40,000. Hellboy, the draw for him from Legacy.
Yeah, Legacy Pro Rodeo.
You see the black tie still kind of hanging around in the arena right there.
Making some laps out there.
I want to wait till he's back in the back before you go.
Yeah, Dawson just kind of picked his game up late, about halfway through. Oh, good spur out. Here we go. This looks good. Dawson Hay, he's ahead of him. That big horse left, right. Good bronc ride for Dawson. That wasn't easy to do. There were some moves in there. Dawson Hay, he fixed some things this week, and I'll tell you what, he's shown up these last 5 rounds and done just this. Man, oh man, that's a great bronc, and not easy. Look at those moves. I mean, he's ducking. If you get behind, he's going to get you. 87's the score. Should have been a 4-2 mark. My opinion, that was a darn good bronc ride.
Yeah, I thought so too. Right on into Ryder Sanford. Matched up with South Point from Sutton.
Yeah, just a great bronc. This is a South Point trip right here. Just good, solid jump kick. Ryder Sanford, first Wrangler NFR for him. He's had a good week. Well, I don't know about that mark out. I couldn't see if they flew or not, but really good ride going right across here. Excellent ride, good finish, 84.5, so everything was legal.
Finished 124th in the world last year. He won Cheyenne, he won Puyallup.
Yeah, he had a great season.
He really did. He's the real deal. So 84.5 is the score for him. Dawson Hayes still has the lead at 87. Tanner Butner, we've talked about him. He's just a ranked bronc rider. He's got Ricky Bobby from Survey Championship Rodeo here in round 10.
Well, if you remember 2 years ago, I think it was Stetson Wright had Ricky Bobby in the last round. It was 91 or 2 on him. He has some different trips. Sometimes he can be a little wild. Sometimes he just jumps and kicks nice. You don't really know what's coming, but Butner, number 5 in the average. Picked up nearly 80,000 already. He'd like to add to that. Trying to get Ricky Bobby to just kind of settle down just a little bit. Think about Tanner Butner. He doesn't need to have everything just perfect. This boy's a cowboy.
He's pretty calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah, he's really good. And he's just good on rank horses. I really like to see him on these matchups like this. Rides a little longer stirrup than some guys, but just does it great. Ricky Bobby just kind of not standing just quite good enough for Tanner to feel comfortable with that mark out. Boy, I mean, everything depends on that. Your feet have to be over the point of the shoulders. Anytime that horse lands the first jump out of the chute, like I said the other day, if they run out, it's that first time. If they rear out, it's when they land. Here it comes, and here comes Ricky Bobby. Butner. So far, so good. Ricky Bobby, a little move right there, and then just jumping and kicking. Finish this corner in good shape. Good bronc ride for Tanner Butner to finish it off. Comes in 5th in the average. He should hold a good average spot. That 5th place will be nearly 30 more thousand. And look at this ride. I mean, he is so aggressive right here. Ricky Bobby pushes off that front end, kind of moving off there to the left. 86 points, puts him in a tie for 2nd and 3rd.
Dawson Hay still has the lead at 87 points. 286s on there and 84.5. There's Sage Newman. What a big 8 seconds coming up for him.
I'll say.
Keep pace with Zeke Thurston. Those guys have just been back and forth in that top spot in the world standings. Zeke has been able to get a little bit of separation the last couple of rounds. Here comes Ben Anderson.
All right, Anderson. Little hang right there. Getting on Tokyo Bubbles. Great bronc. One mistake. Ben, he's not not getting off very well, but that was a good ride. Ben has struggled this week, felt good about that. He's going to make one mistake in this ride, and I'll point it out right here. Got his timing, everything is excellent. Well, you couldn't see it right there, but that left leg hung in the cantle, one jump, and that's going to be a deduction on that side. Made a great ride over here on the right side, 84.5, could have been maybe 86 or 7 if he wouldn't have made a problem there.
That's going to be a little spicy if he could finish that off.
Yeah, that's a great horse.
The other bronc rider signing his back number. Xena Warrior takes up the entire chute. Here comes Lefty Holman.
Comes in third in the average. He's had a good NFR. Xena. This is a horse Wyatt Casper was 87.5. Could be a big rare coming right here. Big old bronc anyway, and then leaning against the back of the chute.
Yeah, Lefty's won 100,000. Gone from 14th up to number 8 in the world, sitting third in the average. That's a good check. That's $50,000 bonus if you can hold that spot.
There's the spot right there. Got by without the rare. All right, Lefty. Oh, he's got it. Keep going, stay ahead. Good finish. Good NFR for Lefty Holman again. You know, he came in low. He came in like 14th in the world.
Yeah.
Boy, he has ridden really solid, real crisp. See how quick he is to the front end. Toes out. No doubt he's ahead of the horse. Handles his rein. I mean, really a classy bronc rider. I mean, I love watching him. 87.5.
New leader.
New leader.
Yeah, and Lefty, until he has a ton of fun, travels around with Rocker Steiner. Always has a smile on his face, and there's Zeke Thurston. That's the game face right there for the guy that's trying to win his 4th world championship in saddle bronc riding. He's put on a clinic over the first 9 rounds. Sage Newman's tried to stay right there with him. Damian Brennan, Australian, first ever national finals rodeo for him. He's 4th in the average. That's a pretty hearty check for him too. That's 37,000.
I have been really impressed with Damian all week. You know, I've had a chance to watch him throughout the year at different times, but to watch him on 10 of these great horses, he's the real deal. And he's just stayed stronger and stronger. All right, Larry Culpepper, this horse has got a little power, Damian. This looks good, it stays back, keeping the slack out of his rein. Great bronc ride.
Another P-Car bronc that really brings it.
Boy, really does. I mean, that's a good one. Good mark out. Then you just watch this timing, and you're watching for any bobbles, any mistakes in the ride. I mean, I'm talking as a judge now. Nothing in there, and a new leader, 88 points. So we're climbing the ladder on scores, and Brennan, he has just had an incredible national finals rodeo.
He is. Those are the guys that have stolen all the headlines up to this point. We've seen Lefty Holman. He's now 2nd in the round, but Zeke Thurston, kind of his to win right there if he can just hold on to that top spot in the average. And Damian Brennan, you look at him, he won round 4. He split round 7. He's winning round 10.
Yeah, he's won 111,000 already before that ride. All right, here's the matchup right here. Explosive Skies, the Bucking Horse of the Year, and Wyatt Casper.
It's kind of a turning point for Zeke Thurston earlier this week, wasn't it, when he drew this Bucking Horse of the Year?
It was. He was 91 on him, won that go-around.
Kind of gave him a little bit of the jolt that he needed to wind up in round 10 in the position to win. Damian Brennan has the lead in the round. The Mahindra scoreboard 88. Here comes Wyatt.
Okay, Casper. Oh, man, and you wonder why that's the Bucking Horse of the Year. Boy, I can tell you what, if you're a bronc rider, you take your hat off right there and tip it to that horse, because that was all heat right there. That's why you just never know when you have this one how it's going to go. What a rank bronc. Oh, my goodness.
That's a spectacular way for the saddle bronc of the year to wrap up 2023.
God, I talked to Keith Merrington and I said, what would it take to buy that horse? He said, she's not for sale. I said, what if someone would buy her? He said, we would say, you know, we could probably get $1 million plus for that one. And I can see why. That is an outstanding bronc.
Might be easier to buy the Calgary Ranch than it is to buy Explosive Skies. Here comes Brody Kress, average champion, 17, 19, 21. It's like every other year. He winds up winning that average title, and he may be 8 seconds away from keeping that streak going. Comes in number 2 in the average, number 6 in the world standing, so just out of that top 5 that you see right there. Fantastic, typical Brody Kress National Finals Rodeo.
Yeah, and Shady Jacket, Tanner Buckner was 86, I believe, on this horse the first time, so, I mean, this shouldn't be a problem for Brody. I don't know what he's got all those guys trying to get him. All right, we're ready. Here we go. What a mark out. There we go. Brody Kress. He is just taking care of business every night. Solid ride, makes that corner. Shady Jacket maybe took off a little bit there at the end of that as far as trying to get into the money in a very tough go-around. Right through here, this looks great. You watch this horse as he finishes this circle. He's going to kind of take off a little bit. Nothing that Brody did wrong. The horse just kind of flattened out there, so he drops to 85 points due to the animal. But he definitely is going to hold his spot in the average.
Getting a check right now at 85. He's in the 6th spot. As Ryder Wright gets ready to go. We saw Stetson Wright, who was on our pre-show, and he liked the draw for Ryder here. He got Womanizer, former Saddle Bronc of the Year.
Yeah, this will be fun right here. You know, I talk about this horse. This horse is going to have a big flat jump, about the 3rd jump out of the chute usually. And then after that, just nice. But that jump can pop a guy out of there. You got to have all the slack out of that rein, and he has got a ton of bronc rein given here. See where that hand is, clear up by his face. So we'll see. Ryder Wright, 9th in the average. Good mark out. There's the empty jump. Now it's all his. Ryder, this looks great. He is going to be a load of points right now. Yeah, baby, that was fun to watch.
That was absolutely perfect.
Man, oh man. Great job holding his feet. There's the empty jump. Handle it right through there. And then, I mean, he just gobbled this horse up. There's Stetson. He knows he just stuck a great ride on him. What have we got now? 90.5 points.
Brand new leaders. He vaults past Damian Brennan, leaves him behind at that 88. There's his dad, Cody Ride, 2-time world champion bronc rider. That kind of just sets the stage, just raises the energy in the building for these final 3 guys. Cade Bruno, he's been in a battle really since round number 1 here, trying to keep pace with Sage Newman and Zeke Thurston. It's a tough group to keep up with. He's in a good spot in terms of world standings. He's just in a bad spot in terms of the average. He's back, he's 8th, and going to need a little bit more check than that, maybe to have a chance to win the world.
Yeah, he missed a horse out the other night. He darn sure did. And that's all on you as a bronc rider. I mean, that you could look back and try to blame everything, but it's all on you. Cade's had a great finals. He didn't miss this one out. All right, Bruno, he wants a big finish right here. Wow, what a bronc rider. He is just fun to watch. Rides long stirrups, like I say, a little longer than some guys, does it as good as anybody. And I mean, he can ride about anything you run under him. Great trip right there by Miss Valley, Powder River Rodeo Company horse.
You know, he's just 23. You and I talked about him as he kind of blew in here in round number 1 and rode really well. And you know, he's one of those guys that maybe we kind of overlooked in the giants that was on each side of him in terms of Sage Newman and Zeke Thurston. But Cade Bruno is going to be around for a while as Sage gets set. He's 6th in the average, number 2 in the world. He's just been in a seesaw battle with Zeke. Let's see how it winds up.
Yeah, the average is really what's hurting him. There's Zeke watching him. Oh, this looks good, all or nothing. That is a great bronc, and I will guarantee you, right there at the fence, great job. Just a great job, because that horse took 2 quick jumps right there. Sage never lost his timing, never lost sight of the horse, never made a mistake. Gets off limping, but he's fine. We'll watch this again. Tough round, 90.5, but boy, I mean, look at all or nothing right here. Just stall out. This is what impressed me at the fence, and now we have a new leader. 91 points for Newman.
Well, you talk about all or nothing, and it was all for Sage Newman, 91. But Zeke Thurston,
here we go.
He's in control of the average. Big 8 seconds for him right here, trying to win his 4th world championship. Won in 16, 19. Won last year. That's what he had coming in here. So Zeke Thurston got a little tougher, didn't it, for him?
Yes, it certainly did.
Tacked 30 more thousand on to Sage Newman.
I like the way Zeke's in the shoot, though. I mean, he's just in control. He's in command. He's not trying to sneak around. He's not, you know, he's in there. He just wants to get this thing rolling right now.
What do you make of Dandy Delight from Calgary?
Well, Damian Brennan had this horse. He was 87.5 on him. Darn sure a great chance for Zeke to get a check in this round. But he's kind of icing the kicker right now, laying down. Zeke might have to get up, get out of the chute. Roller to the next chute. The thing about Zeke, he's a cowboy that says, all right, let's roll.
Yeah, he did it last
Here,
night.
win, let's do this right now. Thurston, little hop and skip, little move left, little move right. Here we go. Zeke's got a ride going. He's going to get to the whistle. There it is. He's not going to be in the 90s, but where is he going to be? He's going to win the average. There's no question about that. Can he get a check in this round? I don't think he needed a big check. And a tough horse to make this ride on. Little hop, skip, move left, and then he just absolutely gave it to him right through here.
He's going to get a check, 86 and a half. So that's going to tie him down there in 6th place.
He's the world champion, no doubt about it. Thurston, 4 times now. He joined some names, big names, like Casey Tibbs and Clint Johnson and Cody Bill Smith, Brad Germanson, Dan Mortensen, and now Zeke Thurston moves into that elite crew of so many world titles. That is something else.
Boy, Tip, you're
We know it's not a bad night of bronc riding when you get a 90 and a half and a 91. When you top it off and you get 2 guys in the top of the go-round above the 90s. Looking at that bottom 6, Zeke Thurston snuck in. What do you think, bud? How was Zeke on that one?
Well, it's kind of an interesting bronc ride. And you seen Dawson there with an 87. Let's talk about last night. Last night we had an 88 and a half to lead it, an 87 and a half second, then we tied 3rd and 4th with an 86 and a half. Tonight, we're running into the 90s. We're running in the 90s, and we're running in there strong. I figured Ryder Wright was in there and going to win the round. That was my pick tonight, 90 and a half. It changes up. Sage comes out, 91 and a half. Back to the same thing we're talking about, great bucking horses. These guys are sore trying to get in there. Tonight's kind of not really the eliminator pen, but these horses are strong tonight. We thought they'd have a day off in the 10th round. They're not, in fact, having a day off. But you watch the way the bronc riding rolls out. Them guys are strong and riding them all day long. The great horses coming out. I mean, Medicine Woman Ryder Wright got on there, 90 and a half. That's a colt out of Medicine Woman. You watch the horse buck. You can see the genetics run all the way through there. But here's how it shakes out. We have our winners, we have our losers. The average is where it's going to play into this entire thing. Zeke Thurston, going to take it. You watch him.
Yeah, good for him. No, he's good, and he deserved it. Sage Newman, a little more help in the average a little earlier in the week, had a couple of bobbles. It's kind of always a bummer when it costs you that much sometime earlier in the week, but it did. And, I mean, obviously Sage tried to do everything he could to crawl back, but Zeke's just not going to give any wiggle room, man. He's a stud there.
The bronc riding it's kind of different because when you're talking about the bull riding, the bareback riding, most physical demanding sport is the bareback riding. We all know this. We've all talked about it. The bronc riding is kind of cool. You're going to see 10 guys win, and it just depends on what pen of horses we have throughout the night to see how they showcase their talents. And that's one thing I've noticed this year, too. A lot of these horses that came this year, and I'm not saying one thing or another against the pen or anything else, but different horses, different pens. Seen a lot of horses this year in the saddle bronc riding will get into a fence and be bucking really strong, and they're coming around right in front of the bucking chutes, and they're kind of getting set up and slowing down, which is costing these guys about 1.5 points. And when you're talking over 10 rounds and the average money and what they're winning coming in here, man, that's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Now, for the audience, clarify. When you say it's costing them 1.5 points, are you talking it's costing 1.5 points on the horse's score, or are you talking it's costing 1.5 points on the Cowboys? Because if those Cowboys want to go ahead and double time off that quick jump off the fence, it might gain them about 0.5 point being able to really be crisp with their feet.
You can, but the greatest thing about bronc riding is they always judge this on the degree of kick and how they set up. So when they get into that fence, a horse will get in there and they're going to tuck that back in a little bit, not maybe kick out as much as they should. So you're going to get a deduction on the horse, and that's where that sets that up. The riders can be right there and just mark them out, and that's the thing, is you mark them out every jump. How does it play out? Well, there's your champion right there on the screen. Let's turn it back to the winner's circle and the Cowboy Channel. Let's go to Amy Wilson and your champion, bronc rider.
He is the best bronc rider, but how awesome is it to do it by shattering the average record here at the NFR?
It was awesome. Just a great week, you know. I'm so blessed. I really don't know what I did to deserve all this, but it's just been awesome.
863 points on 10 head, and I can tell it's a little bit emotional for you, and it should be. So well deserved, and you did it on a Calgary Stampede bronc. What more can you say about what this means?
Yeah, it's I drew a lot of Canadian horses, and that's what it's all about. That's how it's supposed to go, and you know, it's what I've been dreaming of since I was Hardy's age. So yeah, it is a bit emotional.
I know your family's out there cheering so loud. We'll visit with Zeke again here in a little bit, guys.
That was James Livingston, Medal of Honor winner, honored here in round number 10 on our pre-show earlier as well. Love what they do here at the National Finals Rodeo as they bring back so many of the heroes from our military, first responders, and of course from our history in the PRCA. Dust settling from what Zeke Thurston got done as he wins the 4th World Championship. 8-time world champion Joe Beaver joins us. And Joe, we get into the barrel racing and the bull riding. There's not that much drama left there, but we've seen so much drama up to this point, and we've still got a little bit left in tie-down roping too. It seemed like it was all Riley Webb when he arrived in Las Vegas. Haven Medjid will not let off, so this is going to be a good finish too.
Yeah, I said on the pre-show, you know, Haven keeps punching Riley in the mouth every night. Riley just punches back. It's not like he's going away. Haven has had an unbelievable week. We've rewritten that average maybe twice the record on 10 this week. Hats off to a great set of calves. Lando Mangold, Jeff Yates put together. Let these guys show what they have, and it's going to be the last 2 ropers to see who wins the World Championship, Jeff.
Yeah, those last 5 right there are going to be really fun to watch. We'll see how it shapes up by the time we get there. Bo Cooper, lone Canadian in the tie-down roping. Top 15 here, trying to get some money here in this final round.
Yeah, maybe this last round's going to finally be good to Bo, and it's a lot better. 7-4. Finally. You know, this guy has ran some calves that were so good this week, and nothing's went right. And finally tonight in the 10th round, he draws a good one, and he uses him. 7.4. Man, hats off to him. He finally got something to go right. You just want to just get the new year started.
Find some momentum. Just some kind of a good spark as you leave Las Vegas.
Yeah, and he jumped on old Peso to get it done, you know. Sometimes the old veterans will bring you back around. 7-4. They're going to time fast in this go-around. I mean, these calves that were tied fast every time they went through. Brush Minton about in the same shape as we've seen, you know, with Bo Cooper. Just no luck this week. 10th round, time to just try to turn it around. You can sure bet Bo Cooper is enjoying more now than he has all week. And Brush Miss is another one. Just a long week. He qualified for first national finals. Gonna watch some tapes, study what went good, what went bad, try to change it over next year and make them again.
How do you not have a bad taste in your mouth as you leave Las Vegas when you struggle for 10 straight nights?
Hey, you do. If you're a winner, you have a terrible taste, and I leave tonight, and I got calves pinned when I get home tomorrow, and I'm working on it. I'm not gonna lie.
The new season starts now. Boy, you can see it all on the Cowboy Channel. Denver starts in January. Right on into that Texas swing. So much fun. Fort Worth, San Antonio, Houston, San Angelo, Austin. There comes Blaine Cox.
Yeah, you don't get to enjoy it long. The winning and the losing, you're glad it's coming back. When you're really winning, you kind of want to take a little break, but it doesn't happen. Blaine Cox, last go. Oh, he got to start at this one out in front. Kind of let it soak a little bit. He wasn't sure he got him roped. One step late getting there, and it's going to cause him a lot of trouble. Caused him to get behind the front leg to flank, and this is a good calf. Blaine, he just got in a bad way when he hit him. Calf's going to take the tie. Another guy that had a big fall to make the national finals and just did not carry on very well.
Finally stops the clock. Time is 16-1.
You know, I'll tell you something that's really cool to watch right here. When you see, and we talk about it, Butch, we talked about it earlier, when you see the guys that really know and know how to win, Caleb Smith, you know, he talked about this is probably it for him. He missed the first calf. He had a 2-looping. He wasn't Caleb Smith. He regrouped mentally. He didn't practice any. He came right back, and the last 8 calves has been just spot on. That's what you have to learn to do, is mentally fix what goes wrong out here, because you can't physically do it in 10 days.
He's won $30,000.
5 straight trips to the National Finals Rodeo for Ty Harris. Only won about 30,000. So chance to get an average check.
He's got a great calf right here.
Man, he does.
This could be him.
Oh, this is what you want in the 10th round when it's been a terrible week. You've won $30,000. I mean, that doesn't even start a good week for him in the summertime. You know, but he's just so nothing's really comfortable. and he rides up, he rides back, he's redoing. He doesn't look like anything's comfortable in the arena. Maybe tonight will be the night. Too many swings.
Yep.
Yeah, he's going to make, whips him down right there. That's what I'm talking about. Just nothing looks comfortable for Ty this week at all. This guy ropes great. 9.8 and let a really good calf get away tonight. Gonna have to just, and here we go, 5 trips. You don't get her 5 times, making mental mistakes all the time and fighting your head, but it looks to me like this week that just nothing has really went the way he had it planned. Oh man, that was a good calf. I will say that I think this week, Butch, maybe we've seen 2 or 3 calves that just did not give a guy a chance out of of a couple pins. Other than that, what a set of calves.
It has been good, and that's what you want, isn't it, Joe?
You do.
That playing field, it's about as level as you can make it right there.
It is. It's like having a bunch of 23-point horses.
Absolutely. That's all you can ask for.
That's all you can ask for. If you ride them or buck off, that's your fault.
Yep.
Kincaid Henry sitting 3rd in the average right now, so playing a little bit of defense here, trying to hold that spot. That's about $50,000 for him.
Yeah, that'd make a decent week if he could just hold his spot. Late at the berry, going to just take 2 swings over him, and he's going to keep his spot. Well, he's got him down and over a leg. This is going to take a little bit. Now he's going to have to go to a bottom leg, but I think he's got, he's going to need those 4 or 5 seconds.
Man,
he's going to need more than that. Oh, man, he's 14.9. I think he was 4th in the average, and I think he wasn't that far ahead of Caleb Smith. 3rd in the average. I mean, Caleb Smith was 4th.
Yeah, he was about 6 seconds ahead of Caleb, I believe.
Yeah, Caleb could sure gain that. 14.9, man. You want to get out of here and get what you have won and go, but you can't let your guard down. There's too many of those tough guys back there,
Well, that's not what he was hoping for in round 10. John Dowd's ready to go. He's 5th in the average coming in. Won that first round with a 7-7. Won about $64,000.
Yeah, he wasn't that far behind. I don't think behind Kincaid. He might can make a move right here and get 1 spot. Who knows?
Yeah, he could. I think he's about 7 seconds behind.
Get out of there and get that calf. He's out. He's got this calf caught right there. Go on, John Dowd. Turned around. He's got him in his lap.
Here we go.
He can move up right here. His calf pushes. Don't do that, calf. Keep going. Oh, you dirty dog. 10-4. He was fixing to move up on him.
Yeah, he was trying to.
Yeah, he had it set up perfect right there,
And that calf has been
he
good.
He was
7-4, 7-3.
And I mean,
supposed to do that.
right here, this calf is supposed to take the tie.
Yeah.
This calf is just rolling his head and pulling on him and not wanting to take it. Well, tied down tight. Mike can move up 1 spot. About all you can do when your own one does that. Shane Hanchy.
Yeah, he's 6th in the average, 9th in the world standings. He had to make a horse change. For Shane, not a lot's gone right.
No, it hasn't. He's been fighting it hard this week too.
Got some LSU purple on in this 10th round. Mahindra leaderboard. That's a buffet right there. 7-4 down to 16-1.
I'm telling you.
Those are the only times on the board too, by the way.
This is the 4th run on these calves. The good ones are good. The other ones they're maybe had enough. They're tired. This is a really good calf. Big chance for Hanchy right here. And she's going to take the tie. You bet. 8-2. He's going to move up.
Make him 2nd best in the round at the moment.
And she did try the tie right there.
That was close.
She put a big kick right there one time. But she took it after that, but he put a good wrap Maui on her too. Good tight wrap Maui, and it's a good thing because she was trying to get up. Good run for Hanchy. Goes to number 2 in the round.
Weston Hughes has been fun to watch this week. He split the round last night. Tough Cooper. 10th in the average. He's not going to pick up an average check probably. But man, 7-1 last night. That put him in the lead tonight.
He's got $60,000 cash after the first 9 rounds.
All right, Weston Hughes suddenly fouls his rope, leaving the box on a good calf. Man, and he's going to whip him down. That's a shame right there. I don't know what he hung it on, but he hung it on something. And it fouled him in the first swing. He couldn't get it going. Then he just got in a hurry, panicked right there, trying to make up time. Did not work. See right there when he brought it up, he hung it on the box pad or on his jerk line or something. I don't know what. You can bet he was going at him hard. It was just one mistake after another.
And this round 10 still just wide open.
I mean,
14-9's getting a check. 9-8's in third place. You got 2 10s in there at fourth and fifth. Bo Cooper, the only fast time, 7 and 4. Shane Hanchy solid at 8 and 2. Hunter Heron's made 92,000. Not a factor in the average. Might be a factor in terms of who wins this round, though.
I mean, and he has taken some throws and got some checks. Don't count him out again right here. I'll tell you what Hunter is he's got this start figured out. And he did it again tonight. Off the left. That's those calves that go left. But Hunter got a good go at him, whipped him around. It's going to take a little bit of too much time right here to get him around and stuff tied. He's going to be at 9 flat. Goes to third. The guys left probably won't win anything, but off to the left did a great job of getting on him over there. He just got him kind of wadded up right there. See, he just wadded that calf up. So it took a second to get him straight where he could flank him. Put a wrap Mahi on him, and he got up right after the 6 seconds, so he's all right.
Man. Yeah, 9 flats third. Now we're down to the final 6 guys. There's a lot of room on that leaderboard from first all the way down to 6th. If you're chasing that 2-check Saturday night. Corey Solomon comes in 8th in the average, number 6 in the world. It's another really good Corey Solomon year. He's won 222,000. Number 3 in the world last year. Number 2 in the average last year.
Yeah, and he's got a good calf, and you know, I've talked about before, he and his yellow horse have such a lick. Off to the left, turns his calf to the outside. Oh, he stumbled him down, but he's going forward. If he could have got his string, he was still fixing me 7. 8 flat. That's how you do things when you don't make mistakes. You just keep moving forward. You know, right here, watch. He doesn't get the front leg flank good, but he doesn't panic, and his calf is so good, he's just going to take the wrap Mahui and lay there. You know, that's what you, if a calf's going to take the tie, you can win something.
Well, we're down to the final 5, and it's going to be something to see. How about Tough Cooper? He came in here 15th in the world. He's climbed all the way up into the top 5. Caleb Smith, again, kind of like Tyler Wagaspack, just calm, cool, and collected. But the battle, Riley Webb, Haven Medjed, as those guys come in, sitting 1-2 in the world, 1-2 in the average. Caleb Smith announcing his retirement on our pre-show. I hate to hear that because he's been an incredible world champion. 4-time world champ.
And he's got one they tied in 6-9, so guess what?
Yeah.
He could win the last he ever runs in the national finals at Thomas and Mack, if this is it.
Yeah, and he could get by Kincaid Henry pretty easy right
bet
here.
he could. Real easy. Real easy. Got a big chance right here.
I think he probably likes the way that leaderboard's stacking up there.
Yeah, he does. Here we go. If this is the last one he runs in here, it could be a doozy.
Well, he mentioned Trevor, he'd love to win that last round just like Trevor did.
He just told him, let go of her head. I'll nod. He's out. He's on. Caleb Smith got him standing. Is he going to win the last round? He ropes that. He bobbled the legs. Bobbled the legs at 8 flat. Goes to second and third with Corey. He made it. He laid. He's good.
It was
barely.
close.
He got up just right after. And watch right there. He missed the leg one time. That cost him winning the go around anyway. But hey, if we never see him run another one in this arena, Caleb Smith and Pockets have given us many a show. And hats off to one of the 10 greatest to ever swing a rope in this arena.
Absolutely. No kidding. I think if everybody in here knew what had happened in terms of retirement, he'd get a standing ovation because he is one of the greats of all time. So you're spot on. How about Tough Cooper? Barely made the national finals rodeo, had to crisscross the country. Desperation, barely gets in, comes in 15th. He's won 127,000. He's back in the average, 11th, but he is 4th in the world. That's how much money he's won and moved up over 9 nights. And I think it's been it's maybe my favorite performance from him here at the national finals.
I mean, he got this horse. Jeff Jordan let him have this horse about a month with the season left, and he made the national finals. And he said, if you make the finals, you can ride him out there. Tough Cooper's out, got it on him, gonna get him, oh, he doesn't get him turned around. But look, flanks him in the V. Tough Cooper's after this one. Offense, 6'9". That's a guy that we haven't seen in a long time.
And how strong is he to flank that
That's
calf
what you're
that
supposed to
way?
do. Flank him where you find him and put a string on him. Watch this. Ropes him, Kev slows up. He stops the Kev, he hits him, pushes him in the flank all at once, puts a wrap buoy on him. He's done, 6'9". He's going to come from nowhere and be somewhere when this is over.
Yeah, you forget how dominant he was. He's a world champion in this event in 2011, 12, 14, won the all-around in 17, and you know, this is the Tough Cooper that we saw at the beginning of the last decade. 6'9", takes the lead, makes it a little tougher on these final three guys. Chad Mayfield was going to win back-to-back rounds and set a new arena record, but the Cavs got up both times and kind of left him shut out, or he'd be right in the mix of this thing.
Yeah, he would. He missed one earlier in the week and had to start going for go-arounds, you know, and he's had a good finals, but we're waiting on that Chad Mayfield to have the finals that we know he can have.
Here it comes.
Yeah, he's going to be fast right here. He might get the record. Nope, strung him on his toe. 2 reps.
Whoa!
He had to put 2 reps on him because he strung the toes. That was a smart move for 30,000 is what that was.
Wasn't that something?
Yeah, that was a smart move because his Kev is trying to get up too, but he flops. He got the flop. He got the flop.
Man, he deserves a break.
He got the flop.
You deserve a break today, Chad
Watch this right here. Strings of toes. See that? He's lucky the string didn't come off. And the rope's on the ground, but the Kev took the tie, so he just put 2 reps on it.
Man, and then he tried that tie. If that would have got up, that would have been a $90,000 worth of calves that came untied on it.
All right, here we go.
Oh.
Let's mix it up. One's got the best calf in the herd, one has the worst. This man has the worst, Haven Midget. But he's got, what has he got, 11 seconds, I think, to break the record?
Yeah, 11-4,
11-3
is breaking.
He wants to break the one. He doesn't want Riley to get him either, though. So here we go. This Kev is not very good. This guy has roped exceptional all week. He has been spot on.
It's been a clinic. Number 1 in the average. He won 137,000. Set a new arena record a few rounds ago with 6 and 4.
Now this Kev was, Caleb taught him in 8-9, and this Kev pushed, and kind of like John Douch's Kev just did.
Yeah.
Just hit the ground and just didn't take it. So Haven's going to have to just really be on his toes right here to get by this as fast.
When you have a calf like that, Joe, do you do something different when you gather him?
You know, John and I talked about his, and I said, man, he's probably going to do it. All you can do is try to just go low and mash hard, you know. And here we go. He's out. Calf strong. Hey, he got it on him. Turns him around. Haven's going to get by him. She's going to take the tie tonight, guys. He's going to tire.
Look at that.
There it is. Great run at 8-7. He was about to tire in 7-7, 7-8, but she pulled her deal, but he already had a wrap on her. That's where he was ahead of it.
Well, he blew the record.
Man,
book
didn't
right
he
there.
blow the record out? Watch this. Pops it around right here, big flank, but this is what Haven does good. Watch how low he crosses his calf. See how he goes down? And when he gets 2 reps on her, she can maul all she wants. He's ahead of her. New record. Takes it to him right there. Good for him.
Won the World Championship in the average in 2019 and tried to do it again in 2023. He kept all the heat on Riley Webb.
And here it is.
We've learned a lot about Riley Webb this week.
Yes, we have. We're fixing to learn a lot more, guys.
All the hype is real with this kid.
It is all for real. We're
Great
one
calf.
run away from a world championship. On the calf butch, they tied in 6-4.
Yeah, twice.
They tied him in 6.
Yeah.
Here it is right here for a world championship. He's out. Riley Webb right in the middle of him, got it on him. Going to turn him around. He's going to dig him up. He's got to dig. Still going to win second the average unless something bad happens, I think.
Yeah.
He's going to be 10-9. That should do it.
Yeah, he's going to wind up number 2 in the average. About 10 seconds ahead of Caleb Schmidt. About 5 seconds and change behind Haven Medjid.
Yeah.
So Riley Webb, he was tested, but he passed the test,
stood the
man.
test,
I'll tell you, he did not blink in 10 rounds.
What a job. What a roping this year, guys. What a roping.
So much fun to watch. Haven Medjid, he was not going to let him walk away with it. Riley Webb answered the bell all 10 rounds, wins his first world championship. Haven Medjid.
Well, Dusty, as we
wins
get
his
front
second
row
average
seats
time.
here at the 2023 10th round watch party at the beautiful Ahern. That was a pretty impressive run. I enjoyed it, actually. In fact, it was good to see Tough Cooper come back, get a little money out of that. it was good to see Shad Mayfield kind of finally get a go-around when he had a couple of bad breaks earlier in the week. And, you know, I guess Haven's going to have to go home and tell his wife, you won the world this year, and I didn't, but that's okay.
Such an interesting calf rope. And, I mean, you're looking through the notes here. Wow. I mean, there's so much to talk about because, again, coming down this 10th round, they're going for it. We're going to win. We're either going to go for Christmas money or we're going for average titles or world titles. But you look at things that went on. Let's talk a little bit about fashion again with Corey.
Fashion.
Well, you see all
fashion
the ladies.
Is not. Whoa.
You see how the ladies.
We ain't talking fashion. We're at the NFR. If it's not ladies walking around at Cowboy Christmas Day drunk, we're not talking fashion.
Well,
all right.
kinda. Because the color of green is money.
The color of green is money, and just because he's got green earplugs in his horse.
Toes, shirt, and jerk line. Probably the best and press dressed cowboy here at the PRCA, the National Finals Rodeo, the 65th annual. Right? But let's talk more about this. Tough comes into the 6'9". Shad comes in, man, has a little bit of a bobble. Still takes it, 6 and 7.
Yeah, I mean, I got a bit just on a technical level. You know, just to give credit to Tough, was more impressed with him not getting that calf spun around and still push it out to him. Plus, I mean, the horsepower he's got is phenomenal. That would actually kind of step back, make sure you get that calf turned around as he's trying to get that jerk out of the V. But, you know, again, same thing on Haven. He got down that calf. I didn't realize that was the calf he had after when you listen to Joe, that he was that one that had kicked so bad. The fact that he had wraps on him already, he's right, man. By the time he got down to him, had his hands on him, you know, that's just where speed, efficiency, being really, really smooth, not having to do anything really out of the ordinary, just being clean with it and being really smooth at everything is going to be pretty beneficial all the way.
This pen of calves tonight, you watched them strain. You watched them struggle. They wasn't the clean flanks. They were not the fastest times of the night, of the 10 rounds. You had your fastest times of the night, of course, but over the 10 rounds, just kind of an average round where people are going, man, I need to step in there and get one roped.
Well, I don't know. It's anything but an average round, and obviously I've got no room to speak. I've never roped in that building. I'll never get to rope in that building. You can only assume that at the 10th round you've got that range of emotions that's coming in. For some of those guys that where the go-round is the only thing they've got going, that's the only thing that's going. They know they're going to push it. They're putting a little bit of extra speed on it, trying to get that last check before they go on home, take that last little bit of money out of Vegas. And it's like any rodeo in the world. If you'll watch a short round, the guys that are coming in at 12th, I call on the short round on a Sunday at Greeley, they're pushing it a little bit. Or the guys that are, you know, first out in the slack at a one-header, you're going to see a little bit more attrition out of those rounds, and that's kind of what you see in round 10.
Well, when we talk about it, too, you're coming into round 10, and they're changing horses back and forth, trying to figure out what's going to be the best for the best pen. And this is kind of the thing. These guys work this out on a schematics deal. They know the cattle. They've seen them. We're into the second run on all the cows. Second run on all the broncs. The entire thing, everybody's seen them once. So you make a game plan as you come in here to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo, what you need to do. You watch them calves and you watch the horse flesh. How am I going to be the fastest is what they're going down to. You watch the way, honestly, we're talking about Corey and I'm talking about his green shirts and stuff. Man, he come in here and bobbles one to be an 8. Bobbles one to be an 8. Back in the day when Roy Cooper and all them guys was going, 8 was number 1. Now we're on 6s.
I mean, this is my 2 cents whenever somebody starts a sentence with back in the day. You can have every discussion about the size of the calves or how the team roping cattle are going or the horses themselves being, you know, stronger in the bucket events. But, you know, it's like any sport in the world. It evolves. It goes through. I mean, the guys that were the legends 20 years ago taught the next generation, and that generation taught the next generation. And now we got guys living at Joe Beaver's house when they start out. I mean, it's no wonder it's getting faster. And honestly, there's some of these records that, you know, we thought sitting on the chairs as armchair quarterbacks that, you know, you'll never break that. I mean, we never thought anybody'd go, you know, faster than a 3.5 in the team rope. And well, now there's, 8 records, 9 that are on record that are faster. You know, records are made to be broken.
Exactly. World records are made to be broken, and you've seen it here, and you're going to see it continued on. And also, you're going to see the times where man, the year before might have been better. Who knows? It all comes down to that draw. I want to take a special moment here, recognize Mr. Don Ahern, the owner of this great Ahern Hotel, luxury boutique hotel. You can check out everything. Don is actually in the house tonight. He's watching us. He's up there at the Chop House having a little dinner tonight, but he's been here
Good
watching
dinner.
us. We appreciate him so much for allowing us to have this venue, put this watch party in here. Tell all your friends about it. Don't forget about the red carpet. Get over there, put it on social media, because this is the place to be. A destination vacation right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Also, Shane McFarland, our hotel president, man, he has been so great to help us out with everything. But one thing I want each and every one of you to do right now is give a big round of applause to Caitlin Cartwright. She is your event coordinator, bringing this event to the Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel right here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah, and I'm going to add to that just because, I mean, we're on Facebook Live, right? There's people going to hear us. But,
We got
guys,
it going.
this is the first place that I've been for a watch party that I'd be completely okay with my kids being here just 100% and not be worried about them playing. I got 2 toddlers, and if they wanted to be over in the corner playing, this is where they could be. It's clean. It's gorgeous. Family-friendly. There's no smoke. There's no casinos. There's not a chance they're going to walk out a door. We're right in the middle of this big, gorgeous lobby where you can eat dinner right at your table. You know, this is a place where your whole family is going to get to enjoy it and see the rodeo and just be comfortable.
Let's talk a little bit about this hotel and this facility. Not only do they have free parking, which is kind of rare here in Las Vegas now, they have free parking, but also, if you're part of this rodeo family and want to come here and watch the watch party, there's a couple of dirt lots out there that are trailer friendly. You can park your horse trailer out there. Bring your kids, bring your families, enjoy, but please, please, please get this out. We're watching it grow over the nights. We've seen the crowd starting to grow. Next year, we want to run all 10 rounds right here at the Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel, Las Vegas, Nevada. Man, what can you say about it? Let's talk a little bit, though, coming into the barrel racing coming up next. Tell us what your thoughts are there.
I really just, nothing against those girls, but there's about 5 girls I want to see. The rest of them I'm not as worried about. But when you look at the top, I really want to see what the barrel racers are going to do. As far as Brittany, as far as Cassie Mowry, and of course Lisa, to see her come in there, those are the 3 that I'm kind of looking at. You know, there was a little discussion, I don't know if you saw the Facebook post earlier in the week, that the year that Haley Kinzel set the record, that 13:11, that they've actually changed the dimensions a little bit on the barrel pattern. It's only by about 6-8 inches, but when you look at some of the ladies that have been, you know, 13.3, 13.4 maybe, you know, who's to say just, you know, a little bit of a nose and 6 inches on both ends or something isn't going to make a difference. So, again, you know, conditions always change, and these cowgirls are, you know, athletes, and they always adapt. But, you know, kind of interested to see what's going to end up happening.
Bottom line, you are saying, and right now I'm going to quote you on this one, size does matter. You heard it right from the mouth of Babes. Brandon Edward taking care of us. Man, this is your CMU rodeo coach, and I'll tell you what a great announcer. He knows what's going on. This is one thing I love to do every year, and I've done it to him several times. We've done it earlier in February. It's not that often that I can take the words right out of his mouth and shut him up. But, man, that's the one. I see him
My
giggling.
lawyer said there's a time to be quiet. That's all I'm saying.
and he has to have a lawyer. Me, I don't care. We're having fun here at the National Finals Rodeo. Ahern Casino, or excuse me, not casino. Man, now I sound like
You're
Anthony.
Vegas'd out. Yeah, man. Easy there, buddy.
13 days here has been a little bit long. But I'll tell you what a great event. Let's go right now back to the Cowboy Channel. Let's get it back to Tacey Matthews and Stoley coming in, starting off the barrel racing.
A lot on the line, but it's going to be exciting to watch. The ground has been fantastic since round 1. They've gotten it really fixed, and it's nice and fast. There's a lot of horsepower. Tacey Matthews, she's getting set. Her very first trip to the NFR. Her great horse got hurt right before here, so she's having to ride this young 5-year-old she calls Stoley. This little horse is super fast, though. This might be their night.
That's tough, though. Game changer. You have a horse that's, you know, heralded by the AQHA and the WPRA as the horse of the year, and don't even get a chance to show him off at the National Finals Rodeo.
The best thing about it is Stacey Matthews, she has a long and successful barrel racing career ahead of her. And look at that first barrel, and Stoli just didn't want to get over for that second. Wow, that was not how they wanted to finish things, but in 2024, look out for Stacey Matthews.
Broken pattern, no time for her. There's Lisa Lockhart as she gets set. She's won 99,000 over the first 9 rounds. She's sitting number 4 in the average. That's about 37,000 if she can hold that spot or move up. And of course, winning 30,000 is not out of the question either. So, and we watched her win round 3 with a time of 13:51. Can she win round 10?
How incredible has Lisa Lockhart been? 17 trips to the NFR. She's the all-time money earner in the WPRA, and for great reason. She makes the same run all 17 years here at the NFR. And Levy, he is so solid. She's such a horsewoman. Fantastic run for round 10.
It's going to be fast.
13:54, you bet it's fast. That may be a horse that carries her to her first world championship right there. They just keep getting better and better. And here comes Cassie Mowry. 13:30 in round 8. She won the round. 13:37 last night to win the round. Boy, and out third on the dirt here, so brace yourself. This could be something spectacular.
Yeah, guys, I think this team still has even more to give. He's one of the greatest maturity horses of all time. This is Jarvis with the greatest maturity trainer, greatest barrel racer of all time. And wow, they are off to a run. Quick, snappy second. Cassie sets him up with the perfect spot. Needed a few more inches, came in. Man, and that dropped him in the average. Look at that time. 13.28 with the down barrel.
Wow, she was number 2 in that average, by the way, in that third barrel.
Wow.
Man, that's costly right there for Cassie Mowry. There's Wenda Johnson.
Wenda Johnson, she's back on Mo. Mo has been such a solid horse for her. She really had to step up whenever she lost her great horse Mac this summer, and Mo has done that for her. Solid first barrel. They really need to pull a check. They want to finish off their NFR strong. Wenda Johnson, good spot, right? Oh, no. Man, and they were in good position for that third barrel, and the ground just did not hold them up for that.
Boy, it's been that kind of a 10 days for Wenda Johnson.
Right, you can see Mo really went to get on his hind end, come around, and the ground just didn't hold him up. Oh, that's disappointing.
Jessica Rotier comes in 6th in the average. Made 43,000.
And this has been such an incredible team for so many years. 5 trips to the NFR, Mama 5, and this horse, Missy, has been her sole horse for so long. She won WPRA Horse with the Most Heart. They passed $1 million in lifetime earnings, and this is why. Watch that third barrel, really quick, really close. That was snappy, great run.
She's laying down a run right there.
13:73. It's going to be second best. Lockhart still has the lead at 13:54. Summer Kozel getting ready. She won round 5. She was fast, 13:42. A couple of spots out of the average coming in, but she's won almost $89,000 in 9 rounds.
Yeah, talk about a great first trip to your NFR. And if they can clock that 13:42 or faster, they're just going to take the lead by quite a bit. But Apollo, he's been great. This is not an easy setup, especially when you have to make 10 runs in a tight, small arena. They went a little bit by their first, more than they have in other rounds. Could cost them a little time, but they made up for it with that quick second barrel and a nice third. What a way to finish off your first NFR.
Clock says 13:59. That's second best. 5/100ths of a second behind Lisa Lockhart. So you got a 13:54, 13:59. Here comes Alyssa Riley.
Alyssa Riley has had such an incredible season all of 2023. They dominated all summer long. This horse that she's on tonight, she's back on money. This horse was trained and maturitied by Cassie Mowry. So he's really awesome. She did so well on this horse in the winter run. Alyssa, it hasn't been the best trip she wanted for her first NFR, but I think money is the horse for her to get it done on, and that's why. Great first barrel. Maybe a little bit wide on their second, but they're picking it up here in the third. Really solid run for Alyssa to end her first NFR.
13:79, that's going to be 4th best. Sissy wins. She won the first round, 13:71. She won round 4, 13:50. 120,000 for her. She's climbed from 11th in the world all the way up to number 6. Not a factor in the average.
Yeah, Sissy wins. She's having so much fun at this year's NFR. Scoop has been so incredible for her. Top of the ground, bottom of the ground, they can handle it, especially with how correct and well Sissy is riding this horse around each and every barrel. They maybe had a bit of a pocket, more pocket than they wanted there at the third. I don't know if Scoop was looking at something. Still decently fast.
1381, that's going to be fifth best. Lockhart still has the lead at 1354. Stevie Hillman won round 2. Not a factor in the average. She's 8th in the world.
Yeah, and you know, when you're not thinking about the average and you come in here on a horse like Sandy, Stevie, she's such a veteran. She's going to come in here and try to lay down the fastest run she possibly can. She's going for that round win, and this horse is so, so fast. And the thing is, Stevie's having to ride more and more aggressively each round, so that way Sandy doesn't cut in. She's doing her job. Didn't outside rain. Missed that third barrel a little bit, but it was perfect.
1385. Well, that's 6th place right now, so she is the cowgirl on the bubble. Pays 6 places each round. Haley Kinsel rattled off 4 world championships in 5 years. She and sister have been an unstoppable force at Thomas and Mack until this year. Hasn't quite been the way they like it to be, but man, they have quite a resume here.
They are a team for the history books, always. What an awesome team. They got a 4th place check last night. They fixed the timing on that first barrel last night as well. It looked pretty good here tonight. And a really nice, close second barrel. I think they're maybe going to pull a check tonight. If they can keep this up, you know, sister can run home with the best of them.
What she does here, 1367. That's 3rd place right now for Haley Kinsel. There's Sue Smith. See, it's her 3rd trip to the National Finals Rodeo. First time was back in 2009, came in 2011, and finally makes it back in 2023.
And guys, I've been so impressed by Sue Smith and this young horse she calls Hef this year. This is not an easy setup for a young horse. We've talked about this with other runners that are going. And Hef, he has handled the situation. They pulled a few checks. They've been solid. She's made different horse changes. A little bit of a timing issue with that first barrel. Maybe went by it slightly. But Sue Smith, she's one of the greatest trainers in the business. An absolute legend in barrel racing. She can help any horse through any setup. Solid run.
Winds up at the time of 1397. You're going to be just out of the money. Getting closer to Brittany Posey-Tanazi. Paige Jones, then Brittany. For Paige, her first NFR, $70,000 in the bank, number 5 in the average. Let's see if she can finish it off right here.
I've been so impressed by how well Paige Jones has handled her first trip to the NFR. She truly is riding like a veteran here in the Thomas and Mack. They placed in 5 out of 9 rounds. Let's see if they can make it number 10. And they're off to a good start. She's having to be so aggressive to make sure Bazinga doesn't cut in a little early. Another clean run. Great first trip to the NFR for Paige Jones, and this horse clocks.
Yeah, pretty run. 1376, that's 5th place right now. Alyssa Riley bumps to number 6. Lockhart still has the lead at 1354, and here comes Brittany Posey-Tanazi. Number 1 in the average, number 1 in the world. She's won $162,000. Can she get over that $500,000 mark? We're about to find out.
Things are all looking her way for Brittany Posey-Tanazi. She needs to be faster than a 14:17 to break the NFR average record. I think that's going to be a piece of cake if we can stay clean. That second barrel goes down. Wow, that changes the average for Jordan Briggs.
Yes, it does. 1352. They'll tack on 5. And that would have taken the lead in the round, by the way.
Wow, and it was close. Benny, he just came in to turn. He came in to do his job and just got a little bit close, shouldered it on the inside. That was not what they were expecting, but that opens the door in terms of the average. Jordan Briggs, she holds the 2021 NFR average record. She could break her own average right now as she gets ready to go up on Rolo.
Yeah, and Lisa Lockhart, by the way, right now is number 1 in the average and number 1 in the round.
Great first barrel for Jordan Briggs. Oh! Wow, Lisa Lockhart, incredible. That was not how Jordan Briggs wanted to finish the 10th round. You never know what can happen in barrel racing.
Well, you don't. So Jordan Briggs hits a barrel. Brittany Posey-Tanazi hits a barrel.
Yeah, that's an $80,000 barrel for Brittany, a $50,000 barrel for Jordan. Oh, my goodness.
Emily Bies will be the last cowgirl to go.
Emily Beisel, she's going to finish this out on Chongo. They have won countless rounds here inside the Thomas and Mack. They've hit barrels, but they can fix it. And man, did Emily Beitzel have to ride Chongo around that first barrel, second barrel. She tried to do the leg lift, couldn't keep it up. Man, this horse is so fast. But how exciting was tonight in terms of that average race?
Boy, 3 down barrels at the final 3 runs, and 2 of them were costly. There's that move in the leg. Did everything she could, just shoulder catches that barrel. And the results, Lisa Lockhart, she's going to win the round with a time of 13:54, and she's going to win the average, our Purina run of the night. It was a nice little bonus there for Lisa Lockhart in this final round, wasn't it?
All right, Brandon, winning the round and winning the average. Lisa Lockhart is a story that we've talked about. Ulrich, South Dakota, been in their place, seen the amazing horses, Louis and now Levy. Ouch. That one was a little hard.
Yeah, don't let me talk about the barrel racing anymore, because all the things I didn't think would happen obviously happened. I'm not a good predictor there.
Yeah.
Man, there's no way I would have thought that Brittany was gonna knock down a barrel. That wouldn't have been anything. And honestly, I thought Cassie Mowry was gonna catch her in that race, and she only was 0.3 of a second behind it. I really kind of assumed that Brittany'd kind of safety up, pull around, and keep that check. But you know, what the hell do I know?
Well, as you're watching that recap, it's down to a down barrel. Do we lift? Do we reach? Do we hold it up, lift a leg, try to get around there? Kind of horse. Talk about one that slipped and fell on that third barrel.
Well, going back to your comment on the leg lift. So the only one I'll talk is Emily's leg lift on the back. Emily was starting to lift that leg up as she came around. Before, it wasn't on the exit. So you watch a lot of times when that happens, all of a sudden you got no pressure on the inside. So you don't have any leg pressure. You don't have anything to keep that pivot around. And obviously, if you're having to lift a leg by that means you haven't driven around and through, and you know everything's collapsing on you already before you start that turn back. That's pretty much no chance. That's almost a gut reaction, lifting a leg to keep from a shin bruise. But you know, obviously didn't work out for her today. Some of those girls darn sure pulled some ones off earlier in the week.
As we're looking at Lisa Lockhart here on the screen with Amy Wilson doing her interview as the champion, you and I have talked about it. You have to, as schematics goes right now, you have to win a world title to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. However,
so did a little research on that. You got to be, and it's still going to be a little bit of a catch in my craw. To be in the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame, you got to win a world title to be allowed to be nominated as a contestant. But as a contributor to the sport, you can get anywhere. So obviously, she's in the Hall of Fame. But if they don't put contestant by her name, I think they're obviously doing a disservice of it.
Heck yes, the horse flesh that she's brought to this event right here. You can see our rodeo clowns, our bullfighters, rodeo clown, John Harrison down there. 3 times John Harrison this year wins all 3 awards. He is the coveted man. He had to have one of these great cart dollies over here just to pack his awards off the stage.
Yeah, man, the contract personnel triple crown.
Something to behold. Let's turn it back to the Cowboy Channel Live and go into our bull ride. And we're down to the final event tonight, round 10 of the National Finals Rodeo. It is the 65th annual National Finals Rodeo. We're right here in Las Vegas, and we're going to keep it here until 2035. Let's go to some bull riding action.
Locked up, but he wants to win the Top Gun Award, and he wants to win the average and win the World Championship. So, well, salute to those guys right there. They've been spectacular all week. And now let's get down to our final event here in the 2023 NFR. And there's 8-time world champion Don Gay.
Oh, things get right on Saturday night, but everybody, Jeff, we got the Kai Hamilton show. It's going to start, finish up round 9, and then he'll end, finish up round 10. But I tell you, ranked bulls tonight, if they ride more than 3, we'll be all fortunate.
Well, a year ago, they only covered 1 in this 10th and final round. So let's get back to round number 9. This is to be finished. Jeff Askey has the lead, 89 points for him. Hayes weighed in there.
So if anybody's not familiar with what's happened, there is actually a rule at the PRCA that if you get a re-ride in round number 9 or around the end of a round, you can pull that re-ride to the start of the next round. So this is technically Kai Hamilton's 9th bull and not 10th.
Okay,
He
so
is
he's
starting
gonna get on
or
round
ending the
9,
9th
and
round.
He's still got that broken rib that he suffered in round 5. But I tell you, Kai Hamilton's got Dark Thoughts Championship Pro Rodeo, good bull, gonna turn right back, usually goes to the left. That helps Kai Hamilton right now. You know, the broken rib is right under his collarbone. on his left breast, but it really hurts him with his free arm right behind him. So if he didn't have to raise it over his head like going into his hand, that's actually better. But this guy, I mean, he's Australia tough.
Yeah, well put. Yeah, we've seen some from Damian Brennan and saddle bronc riding to Kai Hamilton bull riding. Australia has been very well represented at this year's National Finals Rodeo. What a story Kai Hamilton has been. His traveling partner Stetson Wright goes down with an injury. He was #2 in the world coming in. Didn't take him long to get to that top spot.
He's raised that expectation bar, Kai Hamilton. This has been, you know, the Kai Hamilton show all week long. Kind of bucking right out of there, get a hold of that left foot, keep riding. Now he shuffled. This is when he's at his very best. Oh, look out.
Boy, and slow moving, you talk about that broken rib. Hard for him to get out of the way.
Well, you run out of air. You know, it takes your breath away, and I don't care how tough you are. This is really difficult. He doesn't have to get on. He's already got the World Championship cinched, but the guy is all cowboy. Shifts him out of position, doesn't really reach right there, but he's lucky that that bull stayed in the spin and didn't get on the top of him.
Yeah, Justin Sports Medicine going to work on him. Probably a question mark now if he's going to get on in round 10. You talked about the caliber of bulls. It's not like you're going to be able to get a breather if you're going to get on this final bull here in round 10. All right, now we get to round 10. We're going to start with Cullen Telfer as he gets set. Ugly this from Moxa. There's a look at the order. Kai Hamilton, is he a question mark? We'll find out. Sage Kimsey has ridden very well. He is #2 in the average coming in, and that gives you a taste of the bulls we're going to see right here in the Dunning.
Yes, it is. I mean, they're all going to just blast out of there, turn right back, and if you're the least bit out of position, you're going to do just the very same thing. Cullen comes down. This bull just, I mean, you can't ask a bull to buck any harder than that.
So the tone has been set for this 10th and final round. Cody Teal should be next to go.
Dirty Brew.
Dirty Brew, that's an interesting name right there.
Well, as a big, powerful bull from Powder River Rodeo, he's a handful.
You see him right there.
Should go to the left, away from his hand. This is a big, stout bull. Cody Teal, he grew up riding big, stout bull, 2012 world champion. He's just he's Cool Hand Luke in the locker room.
Boy, he's been Cool Hand Luke the whole time, man. After talking to him, you know, the first couple of times he came here, obviously he was single, young bull rider. Now he's married, has kids, and just a completely different perspective. Probably got a lot more rest over that 10-day stretch. He's won 30,000, #9 in the average right now.
It's a Powder River bull, and the bull reminds me of Bruiser, same company, D&H. Those guys raised some great bucking bulls. You see they got that, I call it a bull trap. Got it across behind his head. Make sure he doesn't rear up and flip over backwards. That's a nice thought, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. That's a lot of bull to have mashing you in the shoe right there,
yeah.
isn't it?
Nothing scarier.
Kind of looked like Dorothy in Wizard of Oz, or I guess it was the Good Witch, wasn't it? Just those sparkly shoes from underneath the house. That's not all you'd be seeing from Cody Teal. Yeah. Maybe as a spur or two underneath that bull.
He's a load. Cody Teal, he was pretty pumped. If he's in the right spot, he's got a real good opportunity. Then let's do it. Let's ride. Whoa. I mean, that was a little unusual. I think he thought something else.
Yeah, that one didn't last long.
I mean, his hips just went into his hand coming out of that turn, and I'm not sure that rope across the back of his head didn't distract him a little bit.
Couple guys out, no qualified rides, and that should lead us to T. Parker, 19-year-old rookie.
Another one not hitting on all cylinders. He's got hyperextended elbow and a separated shoulder. Came back, made a good effort last night. Red Demon, Universal Pro Rodeo. It's a really good-looking bull right here.
Yeah, he set out 2 rounds, made the whistle last night, and wound up getting a check.
Total number 3, and this dude is bad. Red Demon, Universal.
One of the bright spots in youngsters coming up. T. Parker, First NFR Rookie of the Year.
He won Prescott this year. He won Ellensburg.
And got his leg kind of pinched over there.
Yeah, he does. Ow.
Bull reaches that twisted steel.
Getting close. Here we go. One jump, blast out, look around, come around left, slam dunk.
More drop. Watch out!
Oh, and Bullfighters again doing a fantastic job getting him out of the way. And T. Parker doing his job too. Kept shuffling and get away.
Really, this is the toughest kind of bull. He goes out big, 2 big, long jumps way out there, finds him a spot, and then comes away from his hand and just drills him. Bull rope went up in the grandstands. He said, I'll give it back. I don't want to use that thing.
Yeah, it's into baseball. I'm going to throw it back into the arena.
Now Hayes Wade taking the wrap on Polar Express. We saw Sage Kimsey make the highest mark right of this year's NFR on this bull in round 5, 92. And it was a fight from the time he nodded until that whistle sounded. This bull here is all there.
Should go to the right, and this bull is all there. He's going to strain anybody. Hayes finally got the monkey off his back, made the whistle. Get another one right here. Saturday night, no place better than Las Vegas, Nevada. Here we go. Right in the gate to the right, does the number. Come on, Hayes, wait, you just pump it. Come on, keep pumping it. Don't worry about speed, just pump it. Atta boy, just pump it. Atta boy, just pump it. Now get off and get the money.
There you go. Wow, what a bull ride there from Hayes Wade.
Yes, sir. You know, he's such a nice guy in the locker room. Such a good attitude. He's had a tough week. How about the score coming in?
91 points for Hayes Wade. He did break the ice last night. Gonna ride the wave into round 10. He's the only guy on the board. 91 points for Hayes. Might have to wear the pirate suit for the victory lap as Jordan Hansen gets set. The Hayes did pretty good earlier this week. Jordan Hansen, we got 2 bull riders in here from Canada. We'll see him back to back. Hansen's the first one.
Powder River Bucking Bull. Already seen a couple of them. They do their thing. This one usually goes right. Right there to the right. Jordan's around the corner. Shifting right there. Good bull. Neck. Sit up. Oh, he's got total control. Atta boy. Oh, Canada. We're singing it. Yeah, you got Wayne Bowl tuning up. Look out. How about that bullfighter?
Come on, Las Vegas.
Talk about a smoke show right there. That bull's going to get him. Excellent bull ride. Jordan Hansen. Been to the big show before, and he shows you how come. Both directions. 85 and a half. I thought he could have been some more points. That's a good bull right there. Good bull ride.
Yeah, and a great job getting into position for that reverse, wasn't it, Don?
I mean, it was just absolutely perfect.
Yeah. And there's Kai Hamilton. He will not get on his bull here in round number 10, so he's going to go ahead and take the pass. He comes in number 1 in the average. He's still a bull ahead of everybody else. So, and way ahead in terms of the world standings as Jared Parsonage, the other Canadian bullfighter, gets set to go, or bull rider. He's number 4 in the average. Got shut out here a year ago. What a different story this year. Parsonage has made some really good rides.
Oh, he can do the smack talk big ride. If this bull bucked off Jordan Hansen in an earlier round the left end of his hand, he's got a good seat. Bull getting high in the front end, trying to run him back off his bull rope. Come on, Jordan. There you go.
Yes, sir. The Canadians showed up.
Jared.
They did. They both rode on Canada night. They're going to both ride in round 10.
Yeah, they're getting the money down here. The exchange is still better. Atta boy.
And Donnie, when they get to leaping that high at the end, what's that like?
Well, what happens is it feels good, but if you slip back off your rope and then they reverse direction, you're in trouble. He made a nice job, and a good thing the whistle blew when it did. Look at that score.
88 and a half. That's going to put him in second. Jordan Hansen in third at 85 and a half. Hayes Wade still in the top spot at 91. Here comes Trey Kimsey, third in the average. He's had a really good NFR. He's won 77,000. He's gone from number 9 up to number 5 in the world standings. Could climb a few more spots here tonight.
Trey didn't really know this bull real well. Outlaw Bucker's bull, Blue Magic. He's a handful. Usually goes left away from Trey's hand. That's not a help. Trey rides bulls going to the right, really strong. Got to be right in time and sitting in the right spot if they're going away from your hand. Good bull riding tonight. I knew it was going to be.
Yeah, it's been fun. Hayes Wade still in the show, 91 points on that Polar Express, who's already carried Sage Kinsey to a go-around win in round 5.
Well, I'm going to tell you, that 91 is still not safe with the group still to go.
Trey Kinsey so close to being ready to go. Trying to get where he needs. And that's not helping.
Well,
that doesn't help.
That doesn't help. You got to take your hand out of the rope and get up now.
Yeah. It may be giving him a re-ride, so.
See if they take his rope off the bull when they get him. They got to get him up first or they can't get his rope.
Be moving here to Creek Young, number 6 in the average. Yeah, I think we're going to. Got a Harper Morgan bull they call Big Hat.
This bull has a 3-year unridden stretch. This little bull goes to the left. He's got some kick and some whip and some fade. Creek Young, if he's hitting on all cylinders, he can ride anything.
He's tried hard too, all 9 rounds. No lack of effort there from him.
Bull usually goes left. Big Hat, Dave Smith, here we go, round left. He's in good shape. Got a great seat, free hand pumping. He overdoes that sometimes. It just rides this and like a yard dog.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, unridden, he can just say, yeah, that's till because I ain't been on him.
He can crawl too. Yeah, he can crawl.
Good job, Creek Young.
Well, we've seen some bulls with some serious power. That one throwing some serious speed at him.
Just a lot of whip. This bull, you know, to go unridden 3 years, come to the NFR 3 different times, and nobody ride him. That says something about the bull, and that really says something about Creek Young. He didn't let all of the stats scare him off at all. 87 points.
He's going to wind up getting a pretty good average check too, I think, before it's over with. Somewhere in that $26,000 to $50,000 range, depending on what happens. Trey Holston getting set to go.
This may be the rankest bull here at the rodeo this year. I mean, he's been bull of the year. Chisel, Powder River, usually goes right. Jumping and kicking, getting some air. Trey Holston around the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, we could set a record here. Oh, no, he's down in the well. Bull fading and got him. That bull's smart. That's too bad. I thought we were going to get us to 95 or better.
He was going to ring the bell right there. Man, what a ride that was.
What a ride we had. Look at the front feet coming off the ground, then that bull kicking. Now watch him fade. He's already all the way past the out gate. Drops him down in the well. Trey Holston, don't hang your head on that one, partner.
Boy, so close. That was going to be incredible, but winds up with no score. 91, Hayes Wade still at the top. 4 guys have made the whistle. 2 of those are Canadian. There's Jeff Askey, wound up winning round 9 with that 89 as Kai Hamilton took that re-ride to start things off. So Jeff Askey's at about $100,000.
This bull MAGA Honeycut Rodeo, this is the one that wrecked out Kai Hamilton in round 5. So this, you know that thought has gone through Jeff's head. He's dealt with it. He's ready to roll. Mr. Smooth.
Yeah, that was a wreck in round 5.
Went to the left. This bull got a lot of action. Good looking bull. Coming left, just whips him down, puts him out. Jeff's done some really good things here this week.
Yeah, he has. He's been well represented. Great efforts from him. We've seen some really good rides.
That's just whenever you just get bucked off, and I don't care who you are, that happens.
Now Tristan Hutchings next to go. He was the only guy that made the whistle in round 10 a year ago here, so he wound up picking up all the money. Won about $250,000 at the 2022 NFR. Wound up number 3 in the world. Kingdom from Cowtown is the draw for him, and Kingdom's already kind of kicking him around in there some.
This bull had to come all the way from Cowtown, New Jersey to get here to Las Vegas, but he's been out once before. Usually spins to the right. It's a really good bull. It's an honor for these contractors to have their livestock chosen to be able to go into the final number 10 round at any NFR.
Take care of business. Get that hand in tight. The Harris family, the legendary
Tristan finally got things going his way a little bit.
Hit about 40,000.
In round number 10.
He can about do that again here in a minute. This bull should go to the right, away from his hand. That's where he's had trouble early in the week. Let's see if he's got it fixed. We'll see. Round to the right. Just worked his hips into his hand. He really tried to set that up right, but just got bucked off. That bull just beat him around. A little bit of a belly roll to the left. Scoots your hips over. You can just see it pulling into his hand right there. He hangs in there as long as he can, but that bull beat him.
You know, and when you kind of get into it here, as Kai Hamilton opts to sit out of round number 10, that kind of opens the door for Sage Kimsey. He's got a chance to win the average. Make the whistle here. I think he's roughly 77 points, somewhere in that neighborhood. Out
74 even.
Yeah.
If he can ride this bull right, he's got to be 77 and a half to move into the lead in the average. If he rides this bull, he'll be 90 something. This bull should turn back to the right into his hand. And I asked him, I said, what do you think about him? He said, he's a load. That's all he said. But this guy right here, don't ever bet against him.
All right, look at Sage Kimsey, 7-time world champion, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then again in 2021. So
Eric the Red, Powder River, they got a lot of bulls because they have bull power. HD Page making sure the flank's right. And another one you kind of have to trap with that head rope. That is distracting to me.
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
See, he's got his head tied in the front with a halter. This bull, you know, I don't know, flip over on you.
See some hazard pay there, don't you, Donnie, with one like that?
You know, whenever you're a bull rider and ask for hazard pay, they just give you this silly little look. Never a response.
Kind of like being a skydiver and trying to get life insurance.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're going to jump out of an airplane, it's not on fire. What's the matter with you?
Exactly. You know, Sage is a 3-time average champion in addition to be a 7-time world champion. Last average title for him came back in 2019.
Watch
he
this.
Can get another one right here.
Here we go. Big jump out of there. Got close with the free hand, round to the right into his hand. He's going to bear down. Come on with it. Come on with it. They called a slap, but I don't care. What a good bull
ride. Did they
ride.
call the slap? Oh, man.
Clock stop at 1.77.
Oh.
I think so. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what
but
an effort. What an effort.
But hats off. Nobody's really ridden this bull, so guess what? This is how you do it. Yeah, well, you know, everything's happened this week. That's all right. 7-time champ of the world, Sage Kimsey.
Great showing for him, and there's Kai Hamilton, who's just kind of the broken rib, a little too much pain for him. He's going to hold on and win that average title. Trey Kimsey getting ready to go.
Trey Kimsey. He's got Hurricane. He had the bull. He got the bull for the re-ride that Kai Hamilton would have had in round 10. This bull, this is a ranked bull right here, but he can win the round if he can ride him. Gonna go right into his hand. Come on, Trey Kimsey, not left. Here we go. Oh.
Might have another re-ride coming.
Well, he might have. That bull, he just knew where he was at, spit the bit. I don't know. What do you do now? How many have they ridden?
They've ridden 4.
4 now.
Ridden 4. Going to hold that spot in terms of the average for Trey Kimsey.
Depends on how big your house payment is.
Yeah.
You want to take that off the board, or
I don't see him offering him a rewrite, actually. So 74 and a half?
I don't believe that. Neither does Trey.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave him sitting at 74 and a half.
I'll be darned.
Last guy to go is going to be this guy, Josh Frost. Time bomb from Pete Carr. Hayes Waite winning the round 91. Kai Hamilton winning the world championship. Also winning the average.
It's a really good bull right here from the Pete Carr Rodeo. Time bomb. If he rides him, he should spin both ways. Likes to go right first and then back to the left. Right hand delivery, he'll turn out right, and all that's away from Josh's hand. Got to stay centered, and here we go. Round to the right, sit up and ride. He's got that going, now back around to the left. Get a hold of that outside foot, now spur him a little bit. Come on with it. Did he make it?
He made it.
Did he make it?
He made it.
All right.
Wow.
I couldn't hear the whistle.
What a
Look at him.
finish. Josh Frost making the whistle. 89 and a half for him. Not going to win round, but he's going to jump to second.
I just love it when things come together on Saturday night. What a bull riding. Atta boy.
So 6 guys make the whistle here in round 10. What a difference from last year. Only 1 guy made the whistle. Hayes Waite wins around 91. There's Kai Hamilton.
Well, you'd like to think that they gave him the
finally
easy
catching up
ones,
with
but
him, not able to
obviously
get
that is not the case. You put a 90, an 89 and a half, an 88 on the half, plus 1 bull that had never been ridden, and that one of Sage Kimsey's hadn't been ridden and stayed that way, but that's on a technicality. He got the heck out of him, though, man. That was good.
He got through there, and I'll tell you what a great bull riding tonight. We already know Kai Hamilton is your 2023 bull riding world champion. He opted to sit out tonight, which he could have took one off.
Can we just point out the fact that I don't know what it is about Cowboys. That dude has got a broken rib, and every guy that went up to congratulate him was like, here, let me just hit you in the chest.
Well, kind of like Stetson, too, reaching over the torn hamstring and pushing on a bronc the other night just to help Cowboys out. Wow.
Yeah, well, it was incredible. You know, obviously, it's a businessman decision, the technicality in this where you can start the next round with the re-ride. That was a smart move on his part. I mean, it let him catch his breath, actually, from last night, and then had anything gone really right, you know, he would have still been able to get on that 10th bull as well, but good for him to know that he didn't have to. He just, that dude's a cowboy. He proved that he's tough as anything, and I got to meet him about 2 years ago when he was home with a buddy of mine, Colton Fritzland, and just as nice as you could be, class act, you know, definitely one of them guys, very well deserving.
Here's the thing, talk about a world champion. This is why he is. He came back during the makeup rodeo Wednesday morning, comes back 82 and a half on some very user-friendly bulls. But he knows tonight, now if you sit out one round, you've got to sit out 2, because that's how they make it so you can't just pick and choose what you're going to do. Cowboy comes back, he rides tonight. Well, he has that re-ride last night and gets on it first. He's sore.
Well, we had a couple of guys ask me, or we were having the conversation about it, of why he didn't just do the tough heat him in, or why did he just reach over and put a foot on him or whatever. But if you'll actually look, there's conversation. The PRC has addressed, you know, what we call the honest effort rule, because obviously that was a big piece of discussion this year with what Sage Kimsey had to go through with a broken collarbone to get on a couple of those bulls. And they've made it a little more severe, where it's not just you can reach out and get credit for showing up and, you know, putting a hand on something. You do actually have to crawl over one, and you know, then they get pulled back, and that leaves you open, either getting stuck on a chute gate or getting kicked as one's moving away. It's not necessarily making an easy route.
So here's the great thing: your world champion bull riders, Kai Hamilton. We've seen that take place. Man, what a great effort! And he told the Cowboy Channel, Amy Wilson, he goes, "How did you get here?" And he goes, "Well, I wasn't a puss."
That was in the Steve Kenyon interview the other day. I mean,
yes.
You know,
but
he was right.
You're talking about this and what he just done, but let's talk a little bit about Hayes Waite winning around tonight with 91 points.
You Utah boys.
And I am partial. He's one of our Wilderness Circuit Cowboys, and I'm going to brag on the Wilderness Circuit tonight, because as a showing for a circus, who's in the top 10 in all the rounds and coming through, the Wilderness Circuit is holding in there strong. Texas has twice as many Cowboys as the Wilderness Circuit. However, you talk about in that winner circle, Hayes Waite coming in as a rookie to the NFR, not a rookie, not a resist-all rookie, because he took his card out 2 years ago, been watching the kid ride. I've watched him ride since he was this big. Him and his daddy and Dan Monet and I, we used to sit in hotels. They'd pick a guitar and I'd sing. Don't tell anybody I can sing. But, man,
They got the
watching
short
that
end
kid,
of that stick. You know that, right?
What? Excuse me?
You heard me.
Watching that kid ride tonight shows the talent. He had to dress up as a pirate. He lost a bet. The kid is going to be a contender, not only this year, but you're going to watch him come on. He's going to be one of those phenomenons. Watch him next year. What a great bull riding we've had. What a great NFR we've had. 10 rounds with some adversity. Having to make up that rodeo. And we talk about this a little bit of Stetson Wright going out in the second round. If he would have had to come back, he would have had to ride 4 in one day. 2 bulls, 2 broncs in one day. Of the toughest horses and bulls in the entire world, he would have had to take care of that.
Yeah, Stetson's just, I mean, one, he's in another level as a competitor, and the way his injury was, you could just tell it wasn't even so much an injury that there was the threat or the fear or the reality of pain, but it was honestly the fact that his body just wasn't reacting how he needed it to actually ride. I mean, his legs just wouldn't, extend. When you get that hamstring torn, I mean, it just, you sit there like that, and your range of motion is limited, the amount of strength you have on it is limited. That's just, one where your heart breaks for a guy because truthfully, it's just your body betraying you. I mean, that's all you can feel about it. He's obviously the guy that doesn't skimp on preparation. I mean, he probably gets on more practice horses a year than anybody else at the ranch. So sometimes you just, luck of the draw, and that doesn't always mean what you draw as far as what they put in the chute. Sometimes that just, entails to what your season's going to look like, or when just that one little bit of a wrong stretch on a hamstring unfortunately goes. But you're talking the fact that he had such a phenomenal season that, he was able to come in here and, obviously do what he did, win that all-around title, and still, put himself in contention for many others from this point on.
That hamstring injury, it tears you from where the good Lord splits you all the way down to your toes. And it's tough to watch. We've seen one go out in the bronc ride. We watched it last night. But we watch these guys overcome adversity and be world champions in the biggest stage right here in Las Vegas. What a great finals it has been. We're going to turn it back over and watch the Cowboy Channel here a little later on. We're going to have the awards ceremony is going to be on the TV. You can watch this because they're going to do those awards right there on the arena floor. Bring them all out. It's going to show your all-around champions. One of the greatest things, though, is Stetson's traveling partner would have beat him in the all-around championship if he would have had one more event. And the kid can ride. He can ride several events. He didn't choose to.
He's an athlete, man. I bet he could do whatever he wants, and you might look at that. He might next year you see him on a saddle bronc horse or something like that, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, we've seen it in the past. Dan Mortensen came in and win the all-around champion back in the day. Bronc rider gets on a few bulls to make it just for that all-around champion. Season earnings in the bronc riding to come on. The options are phenomenal. The money is getting crazy. But, man, what a great 65th Annual National Finals Rodeo. We are so glad that Las Vegas has opted up, and they've got the contract now through 2035 to be right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I'll tell you what, if you want to come watch a watch party, where are we doing it?
Right here, baby, at the beautiful Ahern. It's gorgeous. Can't tell enough people just how wonderful it was. The experience was great. Obviously, first class in everything from sound to the food to the bar in the middle. And, again, it was just family friendly. They brought in some incredible bands, great talent. I mean, good before the rodeo and good after. If you want to dance, it's a place to do it. Just come down, enjoy good people, good company, and be able to watch a great rodeo.
And honestly, and exactly what you said, but I want to give a big shout out. Don Ahern is in the building tonight, owns the joint, and is here to watch the 65th Annual WNFR right here at his place. And he wants to welcome each and every one of you back again in 2024. This is the place to watch. Make it a vacation destination. I want to give a big shout out to Shane McFarland, our hotel president. He's been keeping things on the go and everything else. But if you would all give me a big round of applause for Caitlin Cartwright. She is our event coordinator. And I'll tell you what, putting it on the ground for you. Caitlin Cartwright, thank you so much for having us here, and we look forward to many, many years right here at the Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel. Come and watch us next year. Folks, enjoy the rest of the night. You can watch a little bit of the post show, see what's going on. Stick around for that High Blue Cactus, one of the greatest bands we've ever seen. I'll tell you what these guys do. They have no lead vocalist because every one of them can sing. And I mean anything you want, they know it. We're going to welcome them to the stage. We're going to stop down here. We've got a few items to give away. If you bought a ticket in the raffle, we're going to get off the stage and let them come and reset, get ready for the band. We're going to give away a little bit of swag here at the Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel, Las Vegas, Nevada.
The steer opening finals held back in November, so a chance for Cole Patterson to come up and get his gold buckle and his saddle right along with the other world champions. The breakaway finals were held just before the National Finals Rodeo kicked off. Held over at the South Point Hotel and Casino. That was our second world champion crowned in 2023. One of the hottest events going on the planet. Lots of fun to watch, awfully fast as we get back to Amy.
Well, Shelby, you've been a big part of the growth of Breakaway in pro rodeo as an incredible roper. How has following God's plan this year and riding the Horse of the Year Anna helped you win this Breakaway Roping World Championship?
It's helped me so much, and Anna means the world to me.
All right, on behalf of myself, the Ahern, a luxury boutique hotel here in Las Vegas. Brandon Edwards has been my co-host here tonight. We've had Jim Bob Custer.
Couple nights,
Man,
yeah, that was
you
good.
talk about famous. Wow. We get to play with the biggest people, have the most fun anywhere. Let's pick a raffle.
This is where we reward the drinkers. You realize that. You get a drink ticket for every drink. So this is where we reward the drinkers in life.
That's exactly why that song says, I think I'll just stay here and drink.
There you go.
All right, if you've got your tickets, grab your raffle tickets. Let's check it out right now. We're going to go to an 825, a 939. Anybody? Anybody?
825 939
939. Uh-oh.
At this point, if you just act excited, we're going to believe you.
We got it. Come on. What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
Is that where you're going with that
But
one?
she's wearing camo, so you know they spend time outside, so we're going to give her the beanie, make it cold. Yeah, you bet. No, we trust you.
Outdoorsy. Let's have some fun. All right. The next one coming out is an 825. Man, I need my glasses. 949. 949. 825 949. We got one?
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. All right, so maybe they missed it.
That's okay.
Let's do it this way.
Oh, yeah?
On that one.
What's this way?
Who's the loudest of the tables? There you go. Good Lord, you know she can sing too.
Oh, I'm aware.
Yeah,
I'm aware.
Sing. She can sing too.
I'm
That's
aware,
why-
especially
where
after a
that
couple of
octave come
cocktails.
from.
If we get her some more tickets in this bucket, she'll be really good.
Roll it in.
All right, give us one more. How about 825 955? 825 955.
Hey, better right side. What do you want to give for 35. Now, we got it right here. We're going to enter the first table.
Oh, we'll give you the choice.
Come on.
You want a cap or a beanie?
Cap or a beanie?
Cap, it's all yours, bro.
I think you'd
Take
look
it
better
around.
in a beanie.
Joe Cool
Oh, you're
T-shirt.
good.
That's some
You're
throwback
good.
stuff right there for the Gordon Schultz, man. Good job.
Congratulations.
All right.
What do you got left? Two more? Three more?
I
Four
got
more?
Quattro.
Holy cow.
Go two for two.
Quattro.
Go 2 for 2. Double up on this
2 for
one.
2. Let's do it. Two beanies coming out to you now. 825 955. That's what she says. And you could tell that she's a little skeptical. Have you got it here? That's yours? Did I pick? No, I picked it out of here. It's not the one you just did. It is.
Did you just put that back in the bucket and draw it again?
No, I didn't. No.
Rookie.
Hey. Whoa, stop, look. I did most certainly not screw up. Give him another hat.
Give him another hat.
Give him another hat. I didn't screw up.
Wow. I have
screw
to,
up.
the most painful thing for me to ever to admit is that Dusty did not screw up, but he did not. There is a duplicate ticket in there.
There's right
Wait.
and wrong, and then there's us.
Something like that.
All right, you got 2 left.
I got 2 more. Here we go.
All right, who's got an 825 942? That same.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're handing them to him now. They're feeding
yeah.
it.
There
They're
we go.
building it in.
Give him the
They're
triple.
building it in.
Give him the trifecta.
Man,
Take
you
him
talk,
off. See,
you
now
talk about a kid that can give away Christmas presents
I will
this
say,
year.
now he's got all his Vegas shopping done on day 10.
His Christmas shopping is finito. Folks, we want to thank you all for coming out this year for kind of the soft opening of our watch party here at the Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel. That was bad. That was bad. It was really bad. I'll tell you what, 13 days of Vegas, my voice is shot. Take it away. Tell us where we're at.
Well, we're here at the beautiful Ahern where we're so glad you came. Everybody, no matter what you do from this point after round 10, drive home safe or travel or find a place to be and enjoy yourself. Tell your friends about it. We are looking forward to being here for all 10 rounds in 2024 and all the way to 2020 or 2035. See, now you got it. It's infected.
Yeah.
I've got it. Well, enjoy yourselves, whatever. If you talk like me, get another drink, and then you have a reason to. So everybody enjoy. Get ready for great music. Have a great night.
Hi, Blue Cactus Band coming up, playing for you next. Did I say that right? Luxury Boutique Band. Man, they just added something to their repertoire. Check it out at Joel's Chop Shop. Otimio, the bar and grill where you need to grab your drinks and food. Enjoy some great music tonight. Take it away, boys. We love this cover band. They are the best in the West. All right, we ready?
What's it gonna be, boys? He's here somewhere.
1, 2.
I'll just play the first couple tunes. He can sit down when he gets here.
Your mic is set up first, yeah. So two, one.
You okay, Carl? Just coming through your amp.
Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
called you earlier when you were pulling him to the garage. I was going to come help you. No. I did not.
Yeah. Hello.